truth. I watched the Champions run, and you know the pundits of Platinum were trying to convince me
the Platinum chat
that Edward Gaming was really good, and I just wasn't buying it. And Champions kind of convinced me a little bit that they could be a threat in the future.
Yeah.
And now you're seeing why. And this is not like, this is not one of those situations like where we're predicting or we're saying, oh, there's an upset happening or something like that, and the other team is the problem. It's not like the Liquid series against Secret where Liquid looked really bad. 100 Thieves still looks great.
Yeah.
And it's this close.
Very important to point out. Absolutely, I agree with you. Now this is a little different. Remember in the previous round, 100 Thieves tried taking some of the space up 2 in the kitchen, but there was opponents waiting on the other side. This time they managed to scale up a little bit, and they're rewarded for a kill onto Haodong.
That spam gave up Haodong's position. He's trying to get a cheeky little bit of damage, and I think he did on the bang.
Whew. What a snap.
I mean, they have to stay fighting this B lane right now. Smoggy and nobody are in trouble.
Yeah,
this is the round win right here. If they can lock this down, they're good.
7 bullets and Smoggy gets 3. Now Chichu on the other side, it looked like they were the ones who were stuck. They were the ones who were trapped and surrounded. But no, they managed to keep 100 Thieves back. Opcon Bang has still so much to do. Nobody's weak, sure. Oh my gosh!
That's the moment. 1 bullet.
15 HP. Nobody weak. 33 seconds.
30 seconds left.
For the ace too.
I mean, truly, they know where he is at this point. It all comes down to nobody, and he's weak. Bang, 15 HP as well. 1 bullet secures the round. Secures everything for either of these players. Going aggressive. Here's the rotation. It's 13 seconds left, and it's all on Bang. He's got to pick up Spike. He's got to get there quick. As you see, nobody going around. He's got the Hunter's Fury, too.
There's no shock. Can Bang dodge the Hunter's Fury?
There it is.
The dart is delayed. Oh, no time.
Delayed
no time.
Gorgeously. What a play out from nobody to have the wherewithal to run away, avoid the fight, and then use the Hunter's Fury to secure it.
Absolutely.
Gorgeous.
And props to Smoggy, too. He had a long to lift in that as well.
Yeah.
Just to stop that push in from 100 Thieves. I think mistake there for them was to stay and fight on this B lane right here. Smoggy. They're pushing up with the drone, and 100 Thieves is challenging because of all the mid presence that they have. They think they're getting a pin shot, but no, they're not. Great attempt from Bang. And even gets the spike down too, which actually maybe nets them a little bit of a light buy here.
Yeah, better buy for sure.
Look at how many ults there are for 100 Thieves. KJ ult, Viper ult, so many impactful ones right now, and nothing on the side of EDG. They just used the Hunter's Fury to lock up that round.
Derek also, as you talk about ults for the side of 100 Thieves, Derek's just 1 point away from having his. They still have a few lifelines to work with here, but as we mentioned a couple of rounds ago, EDG are applying so much pressure.
It's so tough to figure out where Kong is, too. He's almost always been picking the right side to go to.
Yep. There it is. That should confirm things. The question is, do they double down? Do they push into this? They try to push him off. They go aggressive, and they're rewarded with the kill. Once again, the plan up in Nest, the wall up too.
Oh, and this control's underneath, too.
Oh, but nobody's up. Oh, they're getting clear up. That's the Viper's pit!
The KJ ult, though, that's something else you have to deal with. Asuna gets another one on site, gets traded out. Cryo with the up.
It's a 3v2 here. It's scaled up. They're going to have to respect it.
Still a Cove, still a High Tide, still some tools in this post plan, but Derek did get the kill to have his Hunter's Fury, so locked up the last one with one, but this time it might be your downfall.
Smoggy going up top, you hear him taking the rope, and there it is. The Hunter's Fury should secure things, and no, it's actually the Stinger out from Stellar that gets 100 Thieves the Icebox win.
An unconventional approach for the man who was just on your screen as well. Cry on the Omen, and it looks good. Edward Gaming with definitely some bite to them, though.
Absolutely.
I was really worried that this series was going to be very boring, honestly. I was, because 100 Thieves looked great, and EDG, I was not really knowing exactly what they were going to bring, but the Scrimbucks for me got me excited, and this got me excited.
Yeah, they're delivering. It's only been one map, but they're delivering every single way that you could possibly ask for. You know, you talk about matchups like this, and you go, well, the fundamentals from the more drilled and sound team should win out, but there were a couple of mistakes on the side of 100 Thieves that we saw, and EDG capitalized those gorgeously. We have Lotus on the other side of this break. Map 1 was good, map 2 will be better. Don't go anywhere, friends. We'll be right back.
fretting for.
A sigh of relief for NA fans as 100 Thieves managed to close out Icebox against EDG. I'm your host, Yingsu, and I'm back here on the desk with Bren, Psycho, and Sideshow. It was a little bit close towards the end. Did you guys think that maybe EDG, they were going to make that comeback, a real comeback, not a fake one?
I think there was a possibility of it, honestly. And we were talking before as well, before we headed even in the series at all, just about the caliber of these players and how they could really test the 100 Thieves in this squad as well overall. But it was just a couple of missteps, wasn't it, that really just stopped them from being able to take, one or two rounds that might have made the difference.
Yeah, absolutely. I was believing in the comeback. I was a believer, but I think they just squandered one too many, maybe two too many rounds on the attack side and didn't give themselves enough breathing room on the defense. But defense half looked good.
Yeah, Kankan was still popping off. I know he's not literally the highest ACS on the team, but whenever the POV is on him, it looks like he can just turn around. And I think that this EDG squad, if they've got something cooked up for the next map or two, can definitely bring it to 100 Thieves, because there were still gaps in the game there that they could exploit. I really liked the way that they were playing retake, though. It was a heavy retake style.
Yeah, 100 Thieves were just always making sure that they could contest this one when the post plants got down. And for every game when they're running this comp, it felt a little bit half-baked in terms of just them not having as much time maybe just playing this composition, because there was a little things that were missteps. When you watch DRX play this, they played it in a completely different post plant position, but also just this Cryo Omen pick. Like, listen, it wasn't like Cryo was dominating on the roll, but it was enough to really throw off Edward Gaming in terms of trying to play those post plants as well, because the amount of times that Asuna was just able to get smoked off and stick to the fuse, I mean, it happened twice, but twice too many times, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like, though, if we're going to talk about how Cryo's playing Omen with the team, I think that there's a couple of things that they could be doing better too. I think it's but even before I get there, I want to ask you, Don. It feels to me like when you're looking at Cryo, it's him fitting into the 100 Thieves system, not 100 Thieves setting Cryo up the best way that Cryo could be set up.
Right.
It's him fitting into a very systematic process.
Yeah, and that's not what I expected to see from them. I really thought they would lean into Cryo's strengths on the Jet. I think we saw much more of that from Kong Kong on the defense of their defense side, rather.
Yeah.
But I'm really liking what we're seeing from Cryo. He's showing that he can be flexible, he can adapt to a system, he can slot in where he's needed and not just pigeonhole them into one style of play because of his flexibility.
Well, one of the things, though, that I was noticing is that they weren't setting him up very well for those early fights. They weren't taking advantage of... he was opping a lot on their defense side, and they actually weren't doing anything to set him up there. He went 2-7 in the first kill to first death. So I'm still wanting more from that new integration. I think everyone was expecting 100 Thieves plus Cryo equals immediate success. But the small elements, I think I still want more.
Yeah, we might see that, honestly, as well as we're looking forwards into Lotus, which I think is going to be that next map. But every team has had a different approach to how they play Lotus. Yeah. So I don't know what we're going to expect from, especially from Edward Gaming. I mean, who knows what they're going to be pulling out? 5 controllers? I don't know.
Stop
this
with
team
the fight.
has tried it. I don't think that.
Dude, you and Sliggy need to just get together.
The first time a team tries to scrim with five controllers, the scrim is going to get cancelled. No one's going to take
they're
that
leaving
seriously.
halfway through.
They're leaving that.
Getting blacklisted.
So what has anyone even tried? Anyway, that's
Dude,
good.
I feel like you're challenging Sliggy to get back into coaching with that request.
Yeah, he should.
I feel like he's going to do that. But before things get out of hand, let's move over to the AIM Lab shoot around with Cryo. Of course, he brought out the Cryoman. But surely, Psycho.
He might be playing left-handed here.
Yeah, making sure he has 100% success rate.
No.
I say that as soon as he misses.
He's just taking his time.
Okay.
Dude,
You
are
stroll through the AIM Lab.
You're in no position to judge what Cryo is doing.
Listen,
in last round,
grid
please.
shot, I actually go crazy.
Okay.
I go crazy at grid shot. I'm not saying I'm hitting the 100k club, but I'm definitely up there.
Well, I think we got our next segment.
Yeah. I mean,
what comp do you want 100 Thieves to be running here? Out of all the comps that you've seen teams run on Lotus, what comp fits Cryo's strengths and allows him to have success?
Well, I'd love to see him on the op. If you can get Cryo on the operator, especially on defense halves, he's going to win games for you, right? And I want to see 100 Thieves leaning into that on this map, but who knows what we'll see. Maybe we'll see a whole different comp that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, something that just builds around their strengths as well. I was actually kind of liking as well when teams were playing the Jet and they could just opt the entire A long angle when you play that. Like normally teams fight super hard over it, but just having a player there to just hold that position, and then you could again dedicate more players towards B and C, I think on Lotus would work pretty well. But I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't know. We've seen so many different looks at it. I still can't even picture in my head which comp I actually really like more, but I guess we'll find out soon enough. But yeah,
I do want to give credit though to Cryo for demonstrating an agent that we don't associate with him at all, and for having really good utility usage. He's not just wandering around the map playing it like he's got a gun and nothing else. Right. He's using his smokes intelligently for his team. His paranoia is really helpful. He's pushing forwards with the rest of the squad and even using his TP to get aggressive up on pipes like you saw previously. I don't know that the off integration was exactly how I wanted it, but in terms of the util usage, in terms of actually playing Omen, I thought he did a great job there and was clearly a very practiced element of the team.
Definitely agree. He didn't look uncomfortable at all, and I think that it's a great look for him.
Yeah, I can see.
I mean, surely that doesn't come out on Lotus. Like,
I
I
was
know
just
we're
thinking
really
that.
like on top of this Cryoman thing,
Hey,
but
maybe he plays the
I
Harbor.
don't want to see that. Oh God,
I was
do I
just
want to
thinking
see
that,
that?
though. There has been double controller comps that teams
Yeah.
around it I actually really do like, but I mean, if they were going to lean into that direction, would it really be Cryo playing the Omen?
I think we're focused on the wrong team, frankly. This was EDG's
Yeah.
pick. I think EDG have got to have some sauce on this map.
They have to, right?
Some outrageous goop stuff is coming out on Lotus.
Well, that's the great thing about this map. With it being so fresh and so new, it gives the opportunity in this off-season for these teams to cook up things that nobody else has seen. So I'm hoping for that from EDG. I want them to come in with a game plan. I want them to execute it, and I want them to put 100 Thieves on the back foot early.
Hopefully we get 3 maps off the back of this. We're into the Prime Gaming Agent select here. Bang's gone in with the Astra Chichu. This is too normal so far. It's a little bit too normal.
I think what we're, I mean,
double
these
duelist
teams haven't
is
really hit.
interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be that double duelist comp, right? And that's heavy playing into the strengths of Red Bull
There we
Gaming,
go,
which,
there we go.
Listen, I'm a fan of. I think the breach is still pretty good on this
Mate, you're
one.
dripping all over
The
your
drink just
keyboard.
went everywhere there. It just
poured
went
water
everywhere.
all
That
over
we
your keyboard.
witnessed that live on camera. But 100 Thieves, what are they going to be running?
Time out for 30 minutes as they exchange keyboards.
So they're putting Cryo on that raise as well. So we're going to have a bit of a head-to-head in terms of, you know, some of the duelist play that's going to be kicking off here between Cryo and his opposition.
Yeah, and this is a flexibility move from Cryo. We haven't seen him play the Raze like this. Back on Xset, we ran Zekin on the Raze, and Cryo was playing the Chamber. So I'm excited to see what they cooked up with this.
I'm excited as well. EDG, of course, they got to win this if they want to stay in this tournament. Bala and Doug, what do you think? What do you think of their chances?
Well, I don't know if we got goop on the comps, but we got goop on the keyboard. I don't know what just happened there.
Slightly good. Yeah, there may be a pause or a timeout coming shortly. We have no idea. The comp is interesting.
Yeah.
Right. Like there is a little something to it, a slightly different level of variety, a different level of spice. But
Yes.
I think by and large, do you think it's really? I don't want to say meta defining because the map is so young, but is there enough there to really cause a spark?
Well, you know, I think there is a spark potentially with EDG because they're leaning into their strengths. They're
Sure.
leaning into what
Sure,
made them
sure,
good.
sure.
They're leaning into what won them the East Asia LCQ and brought them to champions last year. By having a double duelist, Smoggy and Kang now. 100 Thieves on the other side, they're leaning into Fade Raze, which is not something we normally see. And also, no Omen here either. Bang with the spam! Through the box, right off rip, because Asana's knife isolates them. Nobody in Smoggy trying to stay away from that knife.
And they're going to commit to the push.
Down B.
Nobody's fallen too. Now Smoggy trying to dance around, use some utility to keep him back for now, but there's just so much pressure heading his way. I'm surprised he didn't tuck till
Pivot's
sooner.
coming through as well. Chichu didn't full rotate off, and they're going to have an early warning system here.
Now they can rotate off of this. They
I
still
mean,
have plenty of time.
There's a minute on the clock.
Yeah.
Hey, they could farm all the orbs. They could literally probably walk into A and only find Kang at this point, knowing the rotations that they must have pulled.
Yeah, I mean, and good on him there to go ahead and start to rotate early, understanding that there's that possibility and there's that much
Oh,
time.
he has a share of 2 long-range headshots. 1 tap.
Whoop. Wall bang on the Stellar causes some damage. The second shot goes a bit wide.
Doesn't know Derek's position, though. Gonna expect them both coming through tree, and oh, there's one, but traded out.
30 seconds left.
Nice shots out from Smoggy as well. Now the spam on the Stellar. He's somehow still alive. A barrage of damage headed his way.
Oh, they're gonna get isolated easily here. Asana's looking for it by playing inside of the hut.
Oh, they can play this cross too, but now they have the turret they're going to have to deal with. Asuna waiting. Stellar weak as well. As we mentioned earlier, Spike ticking away. Smoggy and Chichu both healthy. They're going to rotate around. They're going to go back heaven, and that's going to take away the cross. This is so well played by EDG. Now
Oh,
it's
the
just
turret! Oh,
they've
gosh.
isolated Stellar. He's got 7 HP. The turret almost killed him. Such a difficult spot. He's gotten it to 1, and Smoggy cleans it up, and you can't help but ask yourself, had he not taken all that damage throughout the round, what does that fight look like?
I just love the patience that they had on actually committing to fighting on that retake against both Asuna and Stellar. They knew that crossfire was there, you called it out, but they also waited for their turret cooldown to come back up, to hold the space, make sure Stellar does not join back up with Asuna. Really well played, and Stellar still had a chance there. What's planned for him? Planned for the spam. Edward Gaming take the pistol just like Icebox.
Oh, we've got to buy. Oh, it's a stinger buy. This hurts me. This hurts me so much. We'll see if they're able to net some success with it.
And it is full armor on almost everybody with the spike plant that they got. Just Asuna without that, and he has utility instead.
You see the ping out from the previous round where they were able to get the opening kill.
Ooh,
Dope.
really cool.
Yeah.
Pulling the turret off of that space that Chichu has set it up to hold that mound. And now you have to spend a smoke if you're Howdong. You have to be on top of that angle.
Is this going to be another split back towards C once they establish some B control?
And also Stellar with the flank. There's plenty of opportunity to do a lot here.
Yeah, but it's interesting too because remember they have stingers here.
Yeah.
You'd imagine they'd want to play through the chaos and lean
They're
into
faking
what
towards
they're-
C right now. There's just a flash. They put off 2 smokes. Bang is trying to lead in, is find a pick. They also get a C's nade. Chichu avoids it somehow. But Stellar's gained space from that.
He's got to net this kill though. Oh, he's got to net the kill and he does. One stinger kill in the round. How many more will they net?
And I love this, actually, now thinking about it in context with how EDG plays. Kankang is always going for Marshall on this buy.
Yeah.
And so with them getting armor here, a body shot doesn't take Stellar down.
And again, that's such a common sightline, so for them to scale up off of the pressure drawn C was very well done. They've managed to establish site control. They've gotten the spike down. Cryo creeping forward. Smoggy wins out the duel. You've also got Bang on a flank.
Yeah, Bang's flank is well timed to split up Chichu here.
The timing here is everything.
Oh, the turret!
Oh, the turret. He knows. He expects it. Smoggy gets a kill with the nade. He still manages to get the kill. 2v2 here. Stellar close by. Bang's the only one left alive.
He has a pull. Delays this enough.
Oh, he's got no armor. Turns the first flash. You see the spam starting to come through. And the Spectres win out the round.
EDG is so careful on their approach so far through this entire series. The fact that Chichu puts a turret down to check Bang's position is just insane.
Yep.
And I know Bang does get the kill, but that gives them all the time in the world to know that they can push Stellar in that smoke, to know that they can clear the site completely.
Well, and not to mention, even if you don't get the kill, the fact that you're confirming your suspicions, right? Like, you have an understanding of how they want to play, and again, yeah, the kill doesn't go your way, but that's confirmation of you have a read on how they want to approach the round.
And that's 2 rounds in a row, too, by the way, that Chichu has gotten a really good turret off.
Yep.
And it's up to his slow rotates as well. He's keeping it up for so long. And even, too, 100 Thieves had the idea to pull it off, and he still gets such value out of what is such a normal piece of utility that you really don't think of too much.
Concom managing to avoid the eye. They should still have an idea here because the Knight tagged him. And that's going to confirm things, but Bang pushes forward and wins the fight anyway.
And this is still dangerous. I mean, they're going to get another plant on the A site. Planted for the spam in B or in A link as well. Planted for this broken door.
And off of that plan, Asuna gets the null command online.
Oh, Bang, the nade! Misses off the slanted wall. Oof. He popped the ult.
There it is. Cryo gets a kill with the Sheriff, too. Derek has upgraded a weapon here. He's got the Phantom in his hands. They're playing so far off. They've played this so well. Gravity wells, get crossfires, aggressively holding space. Yeah, the haunt was gorgeous, too. Prime Gaming Flawless comes through. 100 Thieves get the round.
That's a really good round from 100 Thieves. And, I mean, every single round they're getting this plan on A. That's very surprising given Edward Gaming's comp, right? They have a raise, they have a breach. This should be locked up almost every single time. They have the Omen, too. I mean, 3 characters that could get up on top of Rebel. And we've seen how often teams are going for that. It's just not really happening right now. And then also, 100 Thieves with the haunts that Derek is throwing is unconventional again. I mean, out of a lot of teams at this event, they're throwing multiple weird kind of picks at you so far in these first 2 maps.
You see the setup out from EDG to establish A main control. They have the fault line, they have the nade.
There's C's nade again. Chichu got caught by it last time, escapes again.
Oh, but good thing he did. He only has 67 HP. He certainly would have died there. Howdong trying to hold the line. So many targets in front of him. He does take one down with him.
Oh, they're going fast as well.
They want to try to fight fire with fire, and it's been extinguished on the side of EDG.
Spike planted.
I mean, Derek, I think he accidented someone there. That dude has a watering hose just spraying it through the smoke. Smoggy, no chance in this.
No, not at all.
Again, I think 100 Thieves Stellar is getting a really good idea of how EDG is playing the economy right here. Obviously, the money is not there to buy. But also, recognizing here Chichu's not investing utility in this round. Let's send it on C, around where it should be weak, unless they do something else. And they have the time to feel it out anyways. This is a very clean round.
Ties us up once again at 2. 100 Thieves with 2 ults to work with, while Smoggy still has that showstopper that we saw at the previous round. Off in the hands of Concon. We'll see where he chooses to play. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be over towards C.
Derek there.
And the grin from Bang is so good.
Yeah. That's just ridiculous. Flash here out of the broken door. They're going to try to take control. They've got a breach done and a nade as well, potentially going over top. Yes. Bang with 2 stars to try to take control, but they don't use any of it. Recognizing the stun did come through. Sorry, the nade came through, but not the stun here. And look, he's got the showstopper. He's on top of Rebel.
Yeah, you imagine if there's a little bit of confirmation of early pressure from 100 Thieves there, he uses the showstopper with the fault line, and it's a massive kill.
That should be it right there, honestly.
Yeah, that might still be the case.
Oh, it spotted him on top there. They might know the trap play is there. Yeah, they're backing up. There's just not the time to actually pop that ult. Meanwhile, Kong has gotten on a ridiculous angle on C.
Very quickly, I want to go back to what you were just mentioning, because patience out from EDG there is enormous, right? You want to go. You have the setup. It's just so close to wanting to pull that trigger. But discipline out from Smoggy not to go. Nightfall invested. Yep, towards B. They've got the Cosmic Divide as well. Nobody with a Prowler in his face. The Haunt cleared out, so they know they cleared the wall, and they want to go C, and it's right into the op. In the hands of Concom, they're going to have to deal with the Killjoy utility as well. The cage keeping them alive. The C's keeps them there and drops them. Now you've got the Neural Theft. Dawson playing around it. Chichu still hasn't been cleared. Chichu's gotten 2. Chichu gets 3. How does he get away with it?
4.
Unreal round from Chichu.
How has he just done that? He just ran into the site. Ran into the site after Kong loses his life and gets in front of, who was that? Asta, I think? Stellar? Somebody was literally, here it is. Just gets up on top. Asta not able to spot that he goes on top of the site.
What a play from Chichu, man.
And can we talk about the spams on both sides right now? These Phantoms are going crazy this event. I mean, how many smoke kills are we seeing? It feels like.
Again, Smoggy still has that showstopper. The exact same look. This feels a little bit like deja vu.
Oh, there with the knife, though, gets suppressed.
And that's going to
The
detect
fault
his
line
presence.
did come out, though, so it delays them enough that if they do want to re-explore again. But look at Kong. He's just inching his way forward.
Yeah. And
You might catch somebody here rotating still. Bang is going to explore, and he's going to... Oh, wait!
He looked the wrong way. Now he knows. The Prowler in his face has to dash away.
Nice fake. Using the smoke to act like he's ducking back into the C site. Stellar hears him, though, so he knows. He's still on the angle.
They're going to have to go back A.
The stun's going to be back up here in a second. Nobody. They've got this trap play still.
Yeah.
2 seconds for it.
The Aftershock. Still no commitment. There it is.
Oh, I mean...
Oh.
Well, the knife was coming and he popped it. That was definitely a misplay there from Smoggy. But it still baits 100 Thieves to not have the confidence to go in.
I mean, we've been waiting for that moment for so long. We've been trolled.
Push it.
Stellar swinging around. The snap from Concom was clean, but he falls.
Oh.
Asuna on the plan. How going aggressive. Howdong gets 2. 51 HP. He gets 3.
Just heroics from Edward Gaming right now. They're going so quick on these retakes no matter which site it is. Other than that A site, but since we've gotten this turnaround from Edward, it has been no way into that A main. No way in. The nade, the flash, the stun. And this is the problem with Lotus here. I don't know, just such good work. But you can tell how difficult it is to take A.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, too, 100 Thieves still isn't sending it towards C. They don't have the same tools that we've seen from some of the teams like Sage Walls or Omen TPs. The only real movement they have is with Cryo. Yeah. So you kind of have to maybe start to lean into that. With the C's nades that you're throwing, it's definitely causing issues. But the big problem, I think, is how do you neutralize Kong?
I think EDG are doing such a good job of setting him up. You think about that previous round, how much time A main was fought for. As soon as the knife tags Raze, Smoggy, you think, well, let's go away from that, let's rotate away from that, let's go towards C, but Kong has taken all that space already. Yeah. And yeah, he doesn't net the early kill, but they're doing such a good job, right. EDG is, of applying pressure on the extremities, forcing 100 Thieves into where they want them to go.
Yeah. And you look at the scoreboard, and Kong is 3-6, but he's had so much impact. As soon as he got that op up, I mean, how much time did he spend on C? And Stellar hearing him, recognizing he's still on the angle, just that's not an option for the IGL anymore.
Right.
Especially when you've already used some utility to clear him. You used the Fade Prowler.
7 round on the board. As 100 Thieves this time decide that they want to push towards B. The knife to make sure there's no one back box for playing close. Oh, and the orb has been farmed. And again, look at this pressure. A main is already gone. It's lost.
Yeah, but they're up close this time. It's not only lost, but
Uh-oh.
it's a different setup again.
Yep.
Flash peek, Smoggy gets one for it.
Timing is so clean.
Oh, they're going for more with the stun. This time they could fall all the way back if they so desire. Break that boombot and play really deep. Oh, wait, they're not doing so. Bang actually catches Smoggy, and they've lost the space here. Finally, 100 Thieves will get some success. And remember, they got that ult from Cryo up in the B orb. Finding Haodong might not be an easy task, though.
No. I mean, he's playing so safe. Really difficult to get the jump on him. But they're committing. Cryo with the ult. Clearing out everything he can.
Oh, no.
There it is. It's close. It lands a kill now without taking a bit of damage of his own. The op is here. Cryo, what a shot.
30 seconds left.
We've talked so much about that weapon and that player and how difficult it's been to take care of him. Nullified this round.
Cryo's very low. Austin's going to go for the plant.
Oh, but look at how they're set up.
Yeah.
I mean, Stellar's rotating through their spawn, but the problem is you've got nobody who's now outnumbered, but could have applied a lot of pressure there. Could have caused serious problems.
I'm even surprised to see Bang taking that fight up in heaven. Should just be waiting for Stellar to take it. But it's a great break point here for 100 Thieves. Stem the bleeding before it gets too dangerous. And finally the pivot works out for them. And I think it's because of Edwards' over-aggression there. I
Sure,
mean,
yeah.
We saw how close they got to A main. And they go for that flash peek for Smoggy. It was really good. But then they stayed. They didn't have any support from Haodong or anything like that. And it looked like nobody was caught in between two different ideas.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so Smoggy pays for it.
They have such a good setup. They'd cleared the trip, so you just, by the sheer fact that the trip is missing, you introduce doubt into the minds of 100 Thieves. So are they pushing us or are they staying back? You have to account for that as well, and it just seems like they overcook a little bit. You're absolutely right. Op in the hands of Cryo this round. You hear the first shot rattle off.
And Kong's taking up the angle on A. This time you can maybe feel a little bit of that if the nade didn't go in. I think they threw it and rotated off.
It's a heavy stack.
Oh, they're pushing through. Chichu's through that cage that Stellar put.
Austin may be in trouble here. He's got to play safe. He's got the spike.
Do they recognize that Chichu got all the way in this corner, though?
I don't know.
If they pivot back, that could be really dangerous.
Yep.
They've got a cam. I mean, if that didn't spot him cross, if he wasn't on it at the perfect time. Oh, he looked like he was in the open there. I think Stellar's about to call the rotate back towards C here.
Yep.
Especially with that knife catching two.
That means all eyes are going to fall on Chichu. How patient can he be?
It's happening.
There's the rotate. Chichu falls.
And so it all works out anyway. Stellar
Staying back. And keep an eye on Derek. Derek stayed on the other side of the rotating door. You've also got Cryo, who's playing back by Mound.
Yeah, I mean, they have the sight at this point. They can definitely walk up close to this Astral, but it's falling soon. Asuna needs to get off. And he does.
How do they attempt this retake? They're outnumbered. Yeah, Cryo's weak, but they're playing so far off site. They don't really have any post-plant utility to work with. They don't have any nades. They don't have any mollies, anything like that.
They have Kong, though.
11 HP.
Oh, Smoggy too.
They're just going to push this fight. I mean, no reason not to. Again,
Derek
there is
finally-
no post-plant utility for 100 Thieves. They had to take the fight to their doorstep, and 100 Thieves gladly welcome it. We're tied at 4.
Derek on the really slow burn in that flank. And that's the right read, too. You saw Stellar wanting to make the call to rotate over towards C. And he checks all the boxes in order to actually make that work. I think finding that pick on Chichu was completely instrumental, and then everything falls down to this post plant, of course. But from there, it's easy work. Fall into your setups.
What do we got here? Light buyout from EDG, but they do have two ultimates to work with, the Rolling Thunder being a pivotal one here. And this looks like a spread approach for 100 Thieves. They cleared the spam. They spammed this box earlier, and it doesn't seem like they're going to do it this time. How patient is Haodong? He's not going to get cleared. And yeah, all he has is a Sheriff, but the Sheriff's good enough for one.
And Chichu, too. That Prowler there from Derek did not spot Smoggy lurking up with this Marshall, too. And I think once he clears a little bit, they're going to know what's happening.
I'm curious too. There are 2 rifles down.
Oh, Derek. Beautiful shot. Yeah, they're staying back to try to keep these rifles in their hands.
Yeah. Very well played. Stellar using the neural theft, confirming where the remaining 2 members are.
Yeah. They know what happens when Vandals get into the wrong hand of some bad people. And I think Icebox put the fear in them.
For good reason. Spike looks like it's going to go down towards C. A little bit of utility just to make sure there's no one around. The knife, the haunt, everything methodical in their approach. Crossing every T, dotting every I.
And again, Stellar still lurking here. I know he's risking a Vandal, but he is also securing the guns. They're making it really difficult for anything to be found. It's clean. It's really clean. Stellar's been having a really good day. Up at the top of the scoreboard throughout Icebox, and here again, 11-5 for him.
Yeah, he's vibing.
At the beginning of the 100 Thieves project, Stellar was definitely one of the guys who, yeah, he's a good IGL. But everybody was down, especially in the chamber meta, how he can find some success against high-tier competition, and he has completely silenced everybody. I think starting in this offseason, maybe champions, you know, people are still doubting, people are still talking, yapping away, but Stellar has shut them up so far in this tournament.
And I would go so far as to say Stellar's still pretty underrated, to be honest. All things considered, a timeout out from EDG, as they've lost the lead that they've held for really all of the map up until this point. They've found success with Concon with the op. They've found success in applying pressure on the extremities. They've had the number on 100 Thieves except for the last few rounds, and this feels like just the right moment to throw the brakes on this thing and try to reestablish control.
It absolutely is, and I think for the simple reason that you can tell Stellar is understanding the game, understanding the flow of how EDG wants to play, understanding how Concon wants to rotate around the map. Remember on Icebox, it felt like he was always there in the correct spot, always there to find a first kill. This time, it's a 3-site map. It's a lot harder.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder, and also there's so many conditioning aspects that are present in terms of the nade, the flash that's going in over towards A main. If that's not happening in that direction, you can get an inkling, and I think Stellar is reading that perfectly. This timeout's how to address that. He's got the op again.
This may be fast B, Baller. Look at the setup. They've got nobody there with Smoggy and Howdong. They've got the Rolling Thunder there, too. If you apply some pressure, I wonder if they go. I wonder if they try to take some of this space. A little meticulous as the rest of the pressure from 100 Thieves turns their attention towards C. The null command used, the Nightfall as well. That's going to draw the rotates. Keep an eye on Stellar. He's been so good on the flank. He's sorted A main.
Oh
my gosh, he gets 2!
He sees, trying to get away. Cryo does clean him up. Derek as well with a kill. Asana's going to get picked up, and there's also big suppressors going on right now. Nobody. There's the breach ult finally up.
Asana pushed forward just as the Molly subsides. Derek stunned up, not able to land the shots on Chichu. He was a hero previously. No, nothing doing this time around. 3v2 in favor of 100 Thieves. Spike still not playing it and plenty of time to work with. No cheeky flank from Stellar this time around. It's just a 2v2. Huge kill out from Stellar. How does nobody approach this? He still has a lot of utility here too.
Way deep. Quick reposition as well from the last kill, so doesn't expect quite that. But that could have been dangerous.
Yep.
I mean, you're leaving it in the hands of Cryo if you die, but
it could be worse.
Pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
6-4 now. This has been a streak of rounds. 400 Thieves. And the timeout doesn't even address it. Not quite. That's ridiculous.
Bro, that could have been 3. That could have been 3 for sure. Even with that, you know, we were just talking about Stellar taking space. It's just indicative of how comfortable they feel.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're playing with confidence. Stellar's pushing spawn.
Yeah. Feels a little like Angel yesterday.
Yep.
And okay, this time they just kind of walk through, recognizing how often the breach is not actually going to play towards A. And when they rotate fast after that, it leaves only Concon. The timeout honestly has helped 100 Thieves to even further understand right now. There's the haunt over. The first time we're going back towards A since the beginning of this game.
And you really start to see the dynamics of a 3-site map in these last few rounds, right? There are only so many places you can shore up defensively. And as 100 Thieves, they've found those gaps, those weak spots in the defensive line of EDG, and they're just exposing it.
2 big suppresses as well on the breach and the raise.
And he's got to go down, he's got to commit, he's got to try to make a play, but he's got Astra Stars waiting for him. It's just really difficult to find some space to work with here. Fault line.
Fire's isolated.
Yeah.
Oh, Austin is still there, though.
And it was well thought out by nobody to use the fault line to try to isolate the fight, as you were just saying, but there are just too many numbers on the site.
Pretty surprised here for EDG to be fighting as heavily as they are.
Oh, Ray said he
Given
did.
the bank
He would be
that
on
100
today.
Thieves has right now, I would be doing my best to deny
I
the
sent
ult
him a
tours if I'm them.
text. The
But
motherfucker,
potentially
you
is
gonna
why
be
if we
around?
get the situation before, maybe that's why Smoggy has his ult. Maybe that's why Chichu. I think Chichu had his for sure.
Missing everything.
Kang's got his op back up. Light armor. Last round of the half.
And I got to mention, this is a big round, right? 8-4 is very different from 7-5 when you've got EDG with their double duelists and their heavy dive comp going onto the attacking side.
Yeah, we're so early in Lotus as well. We don't quite really understand, depending on how the comps play out and which teams are playing as well, the play styles and how that impacts how good of a half this is for 100 Thieves. If this is enough of a lead to really be comfortable.
Yeah. Again, a main control out from EDG.
And they do have that raise ult like we talked about so often. Last time it went awful. He just got suppressed, didn't even get a chance to use it. That's definitely going to be something that's fixed up for some. And that's a key kill. Remember, Stellar's the guy working and finding out where Kong is and how to avoid him. And this time he's walked right into him.
Yeah, Kong just feels like he's
Look at
good
this
for one
flash
every
off
time.
the turret. Flash off the turret. It's going to find Bang as well. If he's not too careful.
Kong mollied off. You saw the C's too. They're going to end up towards C. And Howdong's here. Howdong's here. They've had so many heroics, but this time Howdong's not able to pull it off.
Flash doesn't go deep enough there.
Chichu close by, drops one, but Asuna cleans him up.
Kang still has a really good angle here to try to stop them from getting on the site. They don't really have the tools except for that flash, and it's kind of gone. Asuna's running away, looking to try to find Derek maybe on the B site.
They have 25 seconds. There's not a lot of time here. Note that Cryo's one remaining, and he's got the showstopper to work with. He had no idea that Derek was there.
That's a massive blunder from Kong.
I mean, the trap was sprung, and there was no way, but EDG tries to keep him back. Nobody's still there.
Where's Cryo?
6 seconds. They've got to get the spike. They've got to go now.
Oh, he has his ult.
He doesn't have time.
Oh, my goodness.
Unreal. The heroics again, bro.
Back and forth mistakes, too. I have to point it out. Cryo really slow on that flank. And that decision to rotate with 20 seconds left definitely hurts them.
EDG hanging on by the individual heroics of their players to get us to a 7-5 half. Let's throw it down to the desk. Yinsu, take it away.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
I'm glad we got a replay of that, because, Brent, that was a crazy way to end that half.
Yeah, I mean, just absolute overheat moments from 100 Thieves towards the end there. But, I mean, Edward Gaming, the question is now, as we look at this map on Lotus, attack side, they get 5 rounds, right? And they're going to be swapping it around. Have they done enough damage to it?
Yeah, I don't know. But what I do know is that overheating started a little earlier, too. If you take a look at rounds 5 and 6, that was where really the pace was getting a bit too much for 100 Thieves. They go for an elaborate B fake. They're planning to pivot through to C. And look how quickly all of this rotation comes through. So there's 3 defenders all around the B site, and then as they come in, completely ignore Chichu, and he just wrecks them. Similar scenes happening on round 6 as well as Howdong came in. And after this, they were forced to take a timeout, and it looked like 100 Thieves did a much better job of slowing the pace down, and they avoided these chaotic moments up until round 12. And Don, those timeouts, we saw them be so good at champs. I feel like 100 Thieves have just got something there that works for them.
I think so, and you know, a lot of that credit went to Sean, but I think Mike has shown that it's a product of the system. Whatever he learned from Sean is he's obviously carrying on here. You know, his timeout was perfect. He told him to slow it down. Let's
Yo, Turbo, appreciate you on fire.
And that worked about 3 or 4 times in a row until Edward Gaming could call their own timeout and adjust.
Yeah. We're showing Arsenal here because you were telling us during the game, Don, that you're not the biggest fan of this KO pick.
You know, it's not that I dislike the KO, it's more that it comes in place of other agents that I think are extremely strong on this map, like we've seen with the Breach or even the Viper. You know, and you're losing a lot, I believe, by playing the KO over one of those.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the amount of tools that's going to be available to you when you're running that KO are enough. I actually completely agree with you on that one, where, you know, you see teams running like a Sky or whatever else as well, just having that extra Trailblazer to clear all the way through. But 100 Thieves, they did manage to, you know, turn the tide of the battle, I suppose, in that first half with the timeouts that they were taking. That was quite nice from them. They're clearly doing well enough to adapt, but there's a very even map that we're seeing between them and Edward Gaming, and anything could still happen when Edward Gaming are in their comfort zone with that double duelist.
Yeah, I'm looking towards Stella here because his pivots, the way that he was controlling the game and his fragging was all so good in the first half.
I want that keyboard. He's doing great. There's something in
Already.
that keyboard.
Have a
I'm
great
gonna pitch
dinner.
this back to your casters and see what's going to happen in the second half. Over to you, Dagambala.
Thank you so much, Shinsu. Yeah, we wait with bated breath as this half is really freaking close. And again, it was 5 rounds in a row. Heroics from EDG that got us to this point. But 100 Thieves hang on to a slight lead.
I think something that you were pointing out right before we went to half is the talk side composition and how they can dive in.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
shit.
there's not a
I'm
bridge
dead.
to really slow them down as much. Yes, there's fade raise, but it has to be perfectly placed. I do think Edward Gaming slowed down a lot to what their reputation is on Icebox and looking a little bit more conventional at this event.
Yeah, absolutely. A bit more disciplined, a bit more controlled. But they still have that little whimsy to work with.
Of course. Wouldn't be Edward Gaming without it.
Speaking of EDG, they've taken position towards A main. Starting to smoke off and go through door. There's no one playing close by. 100
Damn.
defenses are pretty far off here.
Well, that's a lot of damage done on Kong.
Yeah, but he's going to push the smoke? Is he really going to push the smoke?
That's ridiculous. But remember what he did with the Frenzy on Icebox.
Yeah. Had the dash so he can get away safely. Still a risk.
Door's still closed, too, so they're really not concerned too much about the flank right now. What's the retake like here?
Oh,
Cryo,
he's
that's
gotta
so
go.
unfortunate.
Oh, unlucky.
And that's a big nade right there that they're not having, but they still get 2 kills.
Smoggy's pretty weak here, too. Here's Chi-Chu playing in the smoke. Stellar on the tap, and it's all just a bait. It's all just the ruse. And can Chi-Chu do anything about it? He's gotten 2 kills, but Stellar can just hold the defuse by himself.
Yeah.
They know where he is.
Oh, and
They've
he's
got
behind the wall, not
space.
even spammable.
They had the time. Very well done. And it's just like Icebox, right?
Yeah,
EDG
traded
won the first
pistols.
pistol. Yeah, and it's traded right back.
8-5, 100 Thieves, again, building up a little bit of a lead. Let's see, does Edward invest? Remember, 100 Thieves on the second round after losing the pistol here on this map. They got the bomb money, the spike money,
Last player
ended up force buying Stingers. Oh, Mike, a little chuckle about that, huh?
Showing a little emotion. Easy there, Mike. Don't blow us away.
There sees Nate over towards A. Remember, that's basically all they have to be able to stop this. And look, they rotate off. Yes, that's well and good. They're able to bolster the defense on B. But now they don't have that utility to actually stop. And also they give up the space on A. That's something Edward can definitely take advantage of later on.
And again, Concom playing up close in the smoke. Dashing away, 18 HP, and it's just ping pong. It's back and forth. The space that Concon gives up, Chi-Chu reestablishes, and he's netted 2 kills for it. And now nobody's here to try to triple dip his way into a couple more kills. They've just rotated it, fighting for that area of the map. Now 100 Thieves finally pushing their way through, but Austin is left alone, and with 15 HP, he's got the smoke to keep him safe for now. But he can't do much else.
Yeah, they're both looking at him there. After all is said and done, when the smoke fades, 100 Thieves comes down, player disadvantage. Against the Stingers, they did the perfect thing there. Even when 100 Thieves tried to rotate over towards B fast enough, they just don't have the utility to actually try to fight here in time. And I think a little disjointed coming out of Heaven and Waterfall too. Great angle from Kong Kong in the final touches.
And remember, he was the first at contact there.
Yeah, I didn't know we had kiss cams at Valorant. That's crazy. Feel like we're real sports now.
2-round lead for 100 Thieves. Still hanging on to it, and you see the repercussions of how that previous round went. They only have pistols here. And you also note, because of the fact that they don't have guns, Cryo holding on to the nade early in the round, right? The value of that beat of utility changes drastically when you don't have any guns to work with. Oh, he's
It's also
pushing
difficult without a seize. Derek opens the door, playing around it. I love it! Free gun. He's shaking his head. He knows how dirty he just did Smoggy. But Howdong's gotten all the way up here in the stairs. 100 Thieves has no clue.
Yeah, but do they know Cryo's there?
No clue.
They did. They did indeed.
Apart.
Yeah, nobody pushing forward. It's just been methodical. It's been surgical.
Oh, they got Spike right here. Broken Door's not. Oh, but they're three-way pinched.
Yeah.
A main, Broken Door, and stairs too.
They can just bully him with the numbers that they have. Derek has managed to pick up a weapon, so he's got to be able to find some success with it if he wants to have a shot at this.
And he's in the safest spot, but gets one weight off.
30 seconds left.
And Chichu can just be patient. Look, Kong Kong has already taken the spike away.
He tucked tail, he rotated away. EDG gets the plant and the round.
And this all stems from that B push. Again, with the Stingers just getting up close, just such a good plan. But 100 Thieves is supposed to get a really solid lead, just like we saw in Icebox after that pistol win. But it just didn't happen. And now we're one round apart. This is going to be a much closer affair. Tit for tat. Chichu's had this ult as well. He saved it for when there's going to be a gun round to use it on. And again, you're right. The nade seize is not coming over towards this side, so Derek is all alone. He's just throwing the Hans.
Smokes towards A.
This is tough. Like, you have no control of A if you're not throwing that seize nade.
Yep. And I mean, as EDG have picked up on it, they're just glad to take the space. Now, you got to be careful here. The knife from Asuna was thrown towards Mound. It didn't tag anyone, but Chichu was really close. He just had to sidestep it. They've taken the space, but it's like they're expecting the fight. They know it's coming, and Howdong's able to keep him back. What a play.
Easy 2K, but Asuna's still in a position. Chichu is just so aware, and he even gets the pre-fire on the fallback. This looks like another easy round here from Edward Gaming. I mean, just from Howdong. The IGL too. Feeling the push coming with the information that Chichu gave. And I think this is going to be an early save call. We've got some time here.
Podcast a little bit. Drop some hot takes maybe. Overreactions.
China is coming.
I mean, dog, they may be. Again, I can't help but look to think back about the last time we saw this team. And yeah, there was some excitement, but it just really felt like it was blowing hot air, right, leading up to the tournament. And they delivered in a way most people expected.
Yeah.
Right? Like, yeah, okay, maybe in some time, maybe in a couple of years. Honestly, Ball, this feels like EDG are a bit ahead of schedule.
Yes. I do have to think a little bit back towards the post-map desk after we watched Icebox and give some credence to the discussion that Josh was talking about, how they're trying to integrate Cryo into the team. How he played Omen on Icebox and how a lot of times it was Cryo working in the setups and not really them trying to use the explosiveness that can come with this guy. And I think this one again, Cryo, Don was talking about it before we even started the match to see if 100 Thieves was going to try to flex Cryo onto some of these other duelist type of roles in the current meta that we have. And it's shocking, it really is, not to see him on Jet.
Here.
3 rounds now for EDG. They've tied it up, and it feels like they have full momentum, man. They have guns, they've got money to work with.
Across the Sea Snake's finally going to actually potentially have a chance to catch somebody, but he's just gone. He just gets ahead of it. This is another kill. Cryo gets one, but the stun is great as well. Howdong makes the perfect call, and he gets the spoils from it.
Stellar managed to pick up a weapon through all of that. And just as easily as it's picked up, it's dropped.
It is brutal.
You know what's funny, Ball, is we talked about compositions at halftime and how it felt like EDG, the difference between 7-5 and 8-4, and how a 7-5 really doesn't feel like as much of a gap when you consider the double duelist, heavy dive comp out from EDG on attack. The funny thing is, we haven't really seen that facet of the comp. Yeah.
Another double satcheling, dashing in from Kong. It is super passive. I mean,
Yeah.
talk about a subversion of expectations. I know we've had a lot of them at this tournament, but this is multiple styles now from EDG. And honestly, we've seen a lot of teams. Yes, this Edward Gaming squad has been together for quite a little bit of time, so they can start to develop that, but a lot of teams are stuck in the same play style. I think of Paper X, for example, not able to make the pivot. Edward Gaming looks like they've got it well under control. They've taken the lead here, Doug. This is, wow.
Smiles from the fans across the board. Less so for the side of 100 Thieves, as you see them take this momentary respite to think through how they want to approach the rest of this map.
And the good thing for 100 Thieves fans is they're not playing right now. They're not playing for their life. They're already one map run. So I think everybody's still high spirits, but Edward Gaming is playing for their life, and honestly, it shows in the server. It shows in a way that is very difficult to pull out when it's your very first match, your only second international appearance, in a region that we really haven't seen on a global stage.
Out of the timeout, what adjustments are made? How do they approach this differently? They've got the op in the hands of Cryo here. They have got the Cosmic Divide to work with too, but you have so many ults on the side of EDG here. And not to mention the money. I mean, 100 Thieves are staring up Mount Everest, and this is going to take a Herculean effort to deal with all of the momentum that the Chinese representatives have here.
And honestly, you can get stuck at the top trying to climb up, get hit by an avalanche on the way down. That's what feels like they cannot get anything going on this defensive side other than that pistol. And that feels such a long time away.
It feels like forever ago.
And even with this op, like, he's holding an interesting angle. Cryo is on top of the box. That could definitely get some value, but again, it's not really finding and going in the right spot. And that's a big gamble now because, especially on the B side, if they end up actually hitting here with the Breach ult and the KJ ult that they have, that's almost impossible for Cryo to find some value on. It's such close ranges.
Mm-hmm. Spike handed over to Haodong as eyes turn towards C. And you've had Concon here the entire time with the op holding the angle, waiting to see if anyone's going to push aggressively, and it has not been the case. Now you hear the Blade Storm, now you hear the Rolling Thunder and the Paranoia as well. And this is the hit we've been waiting for to see if there's going to be dive. Concon taking space aggressively, puts the Blade Storm away and takes the op. Satiated with the space that he's taken, switched over to the Blades, and that finds far more success than the Operator did.
Oh, that is just disgusting from Kong.
And the guy's not done. Oh, trying to clear out the camera. Bang, opportunistic in his swing. Punishes as he gets a second. Numbers in favor of 100 Thieves.
They're going to go for the defuse. They're going for it.
I mean, EDG have to push this. They've got to push this.
He's going to get the 10 before. There's no time.
And off of that, they're just glad to take the space right back. Zeller still manages to get a kill. Nobody pushing his way forward to 3v2.
He's got a jump shoot.
Oh, the spam through. He stopped him. It's all on to Chichu. Can he hold it back? Yes, he can. What a round. What a clutch from Chichu.
What a hero. Over and over again. Not only the defensive side retakes for this guy, the C retakes from him were so good, but here in the post plant too, immediately recognizing the danger. And Stellar gets spammed down. Elation. Remember, they're fighting for their lives in this tournament. They're fighting to avoid a 30-hour flight back after one game.
Unbelievable scenes, bro. And again, we talked about the momentum that they had, right? They've got the economy momentum. They had the ult momentum their way now, and 100 Thieves had none of that. Look at their buy now.
It's shambolic. Absolutely shambolic. And while we did see a thrifty round win from them on Icebox, we have seen nothing even close to it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe that one round where Derek got the pick through the door, but even that was still like a 3v2 for them.
Placing swarm grenade.
EDG this time going quiet. Again, just wanting to highlight the diversity in their playbook, man.
Oh, the stun into B-Link. He's going to try to
he gets
find
hit by
Derek.
it. Oh my gosh, he was
That's
stunned,
beautiful.
bro.
You never see that take. You barely see much on this map yet. There's so much still new things to look at, and there's one of them.
Concon just waiting for the pressure that he knows is coming, and the shot's a bit wide, but that's all right. Nobody naded.
Asuna gets spammed because of that nade, though, and yeah, again, just nothing to play for here on this light buy rounds.
Enemy remaining.
What a response from EDG, man. Prime Gaming Flawless comes through, and this just feels like an unstoppable train right now.
Yep. Not a single round won since pistol round. Now, 6 in a row here for EDG, and they're up to 11.
Hundred Thieves with 3 ultimates to work with to the 2 of Edward Gaming. Bankroll still heavy. 100 Thieves have to do something to try to stem the bleeding here. But the problem is, I mean, what else do you cook up? Like, where else do you go? Really challenging the depth of the playbook.
Clearing out, there's a showstopper coming in. Nice pick from Cryo, that's definitely a great start. Concon replies on the other side though. He is dashing forward to get even more space, recognizing it's always one player on the A side. He's got it completely under control and he can pull and tug at them at any part of the map. They're hitting B even.
Yeah, and the problem is here, it was all intended to draw rotations, but the trip keeps them back.
Oh, wait.
Now, they do still have to deal with Concon. They know that he's dashed onto A, and you can't leave him unattended because of how good he is, so they take care of him. Now they can focus towards B.
And 100 Thieves actually comes out of this with more control. Way more control than expected. Asuna just trying to hold on to it. There's the showstopper put back. They have to rotate back, actually. KJ's down, so Bang has this flank going on. It's definitely working for him.
You gotta be careful here if you're 100 Thieves. Your money's not great. That should be the cue. That should clean things up, and yeah, it does. They're gonna get the defuse. They carry 2 weapons into the next round.
Can they get the op from Kang Kang? I think that's all the way towards A, too. I don't know if they even want it, right?
Yeah.
Cryo needs to stay dynamic on the raise.
Yep.
And be able to be in positions to use his nade when they're there. So he has to be the guy who's kind of over-rotating in a sense.
Yeah. Which, again, to draw attention to the 3-site nature of Lotus can be so difficult, right? You can't afford to wait a bit more patiently. You have to go.
Shot. Sorry to cut you off, but Kang Kang's jump shots are something to behold. But you're right, though. How do you find the right spot? Especially when Edward is playing very dynamically. I think I really like that approach on towards B. It's been this a lot, right? The boom bot straight down B main. But it's been a lot of other things, too.
Concon again with the op.
That knife didn't get Kong Kong somehow, but 2 big pieces, right? The double satchel from Smoggy disabled the breach as well to stun with. They're going to KJ ult as well to lock down completely the rotate in from C as well.
Nightfall used too.
Pivot here is maybe ill-advised, but they've actually found a pocket for him to ult in. This is so good from Aldon.
What can Bang do? Nothing. He had 2 stars there. Asuna's fallen as well. And Concon just waiting for the rotations. Dude, EDG have played this map so masterfully on the attacking side.
And the crazy part, too, is they have no clue about Howdong still. And it won't even matter. That is a brilliant play call. And sure, that could still go really wrong. I mean, the players on C, I don't know who it was for 100 Thieves. They could definitely have gotten some kills there.
It was Bang, yeah. He had 2 stars, too, and I just think the problem was there wasn't enough of a queue to know. Either way, yeah, Bang wasn't able to hold anything back. But you're right, that's so EDG, though, right? Like, there's high risk, high reward.
Derek's getting hunted down right now. There's still plenty of time. He's flashed up. Yeah, he's just dead.
The op not
done.
carried, yeah.
Look
And
at the
that's
money.
that point for EDG.
0 credits for Asuna. 0 credits. I mean, they were dead broke. 2 Vandals still in this round, so okay. 3 rounds to go. They need to be super clean going out here. To me, this looks like Edward's going to easily mop this up.
Enemy remaining.
Yeah, that certainly seems to be the case. Again, you mentioned the money not great. Light armor for everyone on the side of 100 Thieves. You got a couple of Stingers at play and 2 Vandals to work with. You don't have Cryo anymore. Con again, good for 1.
You're seeing the weakness of this comp right there. He just walked in front of the Seasonade and didn't take a single point of damage. And Cryo also not even knowing the timing there. It's a big piece down. That's not the Vandal, but
it is Cryo.
It is Cryo.
The one maybe sliver is that it's been Stellar who's been performing so well in the frag department and the calling department as well. And he's the one who's up with the Vandal in hand.
Yeah, and there is these 2 on the site that right now Edward look like they're leaning towards, but there's a breach ult now as well. Asuna spots 1 on B, but that's the lurker. And the thing is here, Stellar and Derek, they're going to be forced to anchor the site, and if they don't get them all,
Stellar's in
the
trouble.
other players are retaking with Stingers.
How did Stellar keep them back? What a holdback from Stellar.
Oh, Stellar's going to swing here. Nobody is completely isolated. Smoggy's trying to get there in time. This is a big crossfire now to deal with.
Bang has to make a play here. Bang has to make a play here. The spike's in ponded B. Chichu with 2 HP.
There's so much time being spent to try to deal with this from nobody.
He's just a nuisance. He's like a gnat who hasn't been cleared out, who hasn't been taken care of. And that is their demise. EDG with the Prime Gaming Flawless take Lotus and send us to Pearl.
The Chinese representative showing up again here with a really good performance against what some and many would consider the tournament favorites. Based off of the performance in offseason and the moves that they've made. A lot of people counted them out, but they're here to play. And they're bringing us to map 3.
And you even think about that last round ball and how all of the fights felt like 1v1s. They felt very spread out. They felt very isolated. And in those situations, it all comes down to individual play, and that's what takes us to Pearl. We'll be right back, friends. Don't go anywhere.
我是来自 EDG 的浩东，我是队内的 IGL。先是球球，球球就是一个比较开朗、比较活泼的一个小男孩，然后包括他在游戏里面、比赛里面，跟他的性格一样，都是特别的活泼。Smoggy 就给人一种很冷酷无情的感觉，在赛场上面他就是那种杀手。然后康康在赛场里面，他就是扮演着一个活跃大家气氛的人，包括在平时的生活里面也是同样的。然后 Nobody 就是也是属于比较稳重的类型，在比赛里面也可以很信任他。还有 ABO， 虽然他是替补，但是他也一直是我们其中的一员吧，他的性格也不错。
Hello， 大家好，我是来自 EDG 的 ZMGGKK 康康，我是队里面的狙击手。然后在打法方面上，因为我从 Chamber 变成了 Jet 嘛，可能现在打得更就是快慢自如一样的感觉，不会像以前一样像个愣头青一样永远冲出去，然后去找手杀。现在可能会做一些更团队一点的事情。
现在无畏契约的大型比赛有了中国的队伍，对于我个人来说，这肯定是一个很好展现自己的机会，也会在未来更好的发挥我自己。
我不知道有多少信心去面对100T，但是我觉得我们能赢，我们只需要打好我们自己的东西，在场上吸取上一次世界冠军赛的经验。我想对100T 说的是，千万不要 pick 我，因为你会成为我民居下的亡魂。我觉得其他队伍如果低估我们的话，他们会死得很惨。
Oh, I love it when a player can back up that trash talk, as Kankan definitely did in this series so far. Welcome back, everyone. I've got Bren, Psycho, and Saisho with me. I mean, I asked you guys, what are the chances of this actually happening? But Psycho, it's happening.
It's happening, and they're doing exactly what I wanted them to do. They're creating the chaos. They're controlling the tempo. That attack side was excellent from them.
Yeah, I think they looked really good, but for 100 Thieves, they are finding moments where things are falling to pieces for them. I mean, in this map, EDG had 14 first kills, which is a really big problem. Yeah. And I think one of the issues for me is you're not seeing that big play making from Cryo. That was the whole reason they brought him into the team. In the series so far, Cryo is 4-12. In first kill to first death, and it's not because he's a bad player, it's because 100 Thieves are not morphing their style to set him up. They're still playing around Stella and still playing around Bang. It's so different.
Do you know who's a good player though? Choo Choo. Are we on the train? Are we on the train? Is it going?
Yeah, I'm feeling it,
choo-choo
honestly. These guys are... It's like you said, Don. Honestly, that they're being able to create the chaos and set the tempo that they're playing at, and you're seeing that manifest in plays that Chichu is just playing across the board. I mean, this guy is just taking matters into his own hands sometimes with some of these plays that he's making. We saw at the beginning, we kind of highlighted the guy as well over just the kind of like the tempo shift, I suppose, or the timeout that they took when we were looking at that first half. But this guy has just been taking matters into his own hands with plays like this. Like this is just absurd. Asuna doesn't even suspect him of running across the point in this particular.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Because it's such a strange play, but this is what you got to expect, and it's one of the hardest elements of playing against a team like Edward Gaming is because how do you prep against this Chinese Valorant, man? How do you prep against this? Because they are just so willing to make sometimes the non-percentage play that works out because they have utmost confidence in their own individual skills. It's something that you can't really plan for, you can't attest for, and it's like we were talking about that the kind of match in terms of Stellar as an IGL and how he was really going to be playing and being tested. There's never been a test like this, man. How do you prepare for this as a young IGL coming into this without that much experience? It's so hard, and you're just seeing it manifest in that map with Edward Gaming taking it.
And this looks like a really even series. Both teams coming out with good ideas on their map and taking it away. Pearl as a decider, I've only seen great stuff from 100 Thieves. So I don't think the Americas fans should be all doom and gloom just yet. 100 Thieves are probably still favored, but from what we've seen on EDG, they can cause problems. And if they've got a good idea on Pearl, this could absolutely go all the way.
I mean, we talk about how EDG can win this, but Don, how could 100 Thieves win this now?
Well, I really would love to see 100 Thieves lean into supporting Cryo on the operator. You know, that's something they haven't been doing the past few maps. I'd love to see it here, but historically 100 Thieves have liked comps that include Viper, that include Sage, and I think that Cryo may have to flex around to accommodate that kind of composition if that's the game plan that Mike's wants to maintain here.
Well, let's see what they're going to pick here in the Prime Gaming Agent Select.
They normally go with really heavy retake comps, and that's the same strategy they came into Icebox with. So maybe Cryo's going to take the back seat again, and they're going to go for a really heavy retake comp.
Yeah, and I think that could be a mistake, honestly, as well. Because Don, you mentioned, trying to enable Cryo with the operator, and someone who is definitely going to be operating as much as humanly possible is Kankan, and this guy is now moving over to the Jet.
Ooh, there it is!
Fight, but we are going to get that
There
Jet
it is.
head-to-head battle between them, and so much I think is going to be just pivoting off the back of this.
Absolutely, and we've been waiting for this all series. At least I have. Kong has just done such a good job of showing that Jet is still viable, the operator is still viable in this new meta, and I'm excited to see what Cryo matches against that firepower.
Well, finally, this is the moment we've been waiting for. Map 3 and also Cryo finally bringing out the Jet. Daganbala, I know you're definitely excited about this one.
I'm chomping at the bit, baby. It doesn't get any better. You've got Cryo on the Jet. You have one map to decide who goes home between these two teams. What more could you ask for?
Yeah, this is crazy. This is still the first round for these guys, so no matter what happens, we get to see one of these teams again, and I couldn't be more excited because they both showed such good resilience so far throughout the series. I mean, Cryo on the Jet, I think we're seeing exactly what the desk has been asking for all series long. Support this guy on the Jet, get him on op, and try to get aggressive with him, try to get him into lanes where he could really cause damage. And right off rip, guys, 5 people from 100 Thieves looking to go down B-Long, 4 from Edward Gaming.
Vintage EDG aggression and whimsy, but this is ratty, bro. There are 2 hiding behind the pillar. You have 1 in Cubby. What is this? Now they go. Oh, and they're able to hold him back. But they're trading back and forth. This Kankan gets 2.
Are they able to get out? Are both of them able to get out safely? Yes. The knife suppresses them, and they don't want to follow. Somehow, some way, they just traded evenly. After it looked like all that utility that Edward threw, and the first 2 kills going in favor of 100 Thieves. And Kankan got dinked too.
And again, Ball, it's the heroics, the individual heroics that we've seen out of EDG, right? Like, it's those moments where it seems like 100 Thieves have a massive lead and they've got numbers and they have positioning, and then just out of nowhere, you've got things like Kankan with that 2K.
Yeah. But they made the right choice. They walk back towards B. Avoid the knife timing too, so nobody all on himself. And he doesn't really have an escape route, but I love this angle. Oh, they spotted him. Oh, it doesn't matter.
What?
30 seconds left.
And they're so far away now, but they don't know that. 100 Thieves have to plant safe.
Spike planted.
And they won't be able to play the long plant. Kong's still alive right now. They're lined up. That could have been bad.
Yeah, that could have been disastrous.
But it's still Chichu, the train, that keeps on giving.
Light armor, free gun, a dink on to bang. He's so weak. It's just like tempting fate. It's a game of chicken. Do you swing? Do you push them? Oh, they do! Chichu again!
And he blows them a kiss. Goodbye on the pistol. He has been clutching over and over. He's a monster unleashed.
I gotta see that again because, I mean, there was chaos at the beginning of the round, but, it really felt like 100 Thieves. They play that as well as you can.
I mean, Chichu also played that phenomenally too, though. Both players low, so they don't want to take a heads-up fight. They don't want to be swinging against a classic.
One swings short, one swings wide.
He gets all the way left and waits. Waits because they're trying to hold, make sure he doesn't walk into them. And at that point, once the timing elapses, they think he could go back call, so that's why they start pushing him.
Yep.
And he gets the peeker's advantage. It's a force buy here for 100 Thieves. Again, remember they got the spike down. And they're going for it just like they did on Lotus.
4 Stingers into Spectre in the hands of Cryo. Again, on the Jet. It's early. There's a lot of anticipation, a lot of conversation about how he'll be able to perform in this role. We're going to get to find out very quickly. As it seems like
not great.
Nope. They try to take art. They succeed.
Ooh, the decay is going to be really good here for nobody. It's perfect, and he gets away back in it. A-main as well.
Whoa, but he pushes! He doesn't wait for his team! He goes in aggressively! He takes one down with him! And you've got Haodong waiting for them to swing through. Stellar Stinger cleans him up.
2v2. Stellar's got to be careful here. They're going to push him.
He's waiting for it. It was a dink.
Crowd gets across the path, though. It's clearly seen. It's Chichu again.
The swoop. Cryo, not tempting fate, not giving him the fight. Chichu wins it out.
That's 2 clutches in a row for the guy. And we already saw 2 major rounds from him last game off the top of the dome, but clearly having impact so often. And right away, they did get the spike down. But 2 clutches back-to-back like that, I start to think Edward Gaming wants to completely run away with this game. And 100 Thieves need to find solutions. Their players. Right now, the decisions, for example, Stellar walking back into Art when the double push is coming up.
Good old insta-kill like this.
That one hurts.
Yeah. I think it's some of the decisions like you're alluding to on the side of 100 Thieves, but also EDG just playing in a way that you wouldn't necessarily expect, right? Like
The decisions from them to push into that orb.
Yeah,
from
exactly.
Nobody. That was, I mean, phenomenal by himself. Flashing back through that, too. It's just ridiculous. Some more aggression here in the shops. That suppress finds Bang.
See the flash out. You hear the Blade Storm online for Cryo. What value can he find with it?
And Chichu's just jump spotting, gonna put up the wall too. Cryo can explode over top of it, but Kong Kong's here to support all the spam. I mean, this guy is Sixth Sense sometimes. They drop the wall for Kong Kong to peek, and he takes everybody down, except for Asuna in front of him.
You're going to have to do so much work with these Sheriffs. You don't have the Blade Storm anymore. The thing is, they've gotten some space across the middle of the map.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of space.
Oh, but what do you do with it here, right? Like,
look at Smoggy. I mean, he's just literally watching it. You can have this space. We're comfortable. Against just your Sheriffs? Sure. And also,
30
we
seconds
only have
left.
2 stars here for Bang. You have to use them on the cross. But I can also counterplay. I love this. Putting up the wall, the volley as well for Chichu, and there is no smoke covering out on.
now the ban is done, there's not going to be much more. The Guardian for Howdong cleans up the round. EDG up 3-0.
There's just no way to clear that back.
No.
Crossfire.
That's so tough because the only real bit of utility they had was the fault line, and they used that to get out onto B to begin with.
Yeah.
Man, they're fired up. I want some of those Thunder shots, man. Right?
Everybody's got him. Kong Kong's with the op. And, I mean, everything has been pointing towards him being the guy who's getting all the support from his team. Every time he's taking the initiative. Every time he's being proactive. Stellar's one away from this ult. He's going to grab it right now. They just droned out mid as well. Not going to be a quick flank here. I think also Stellar's calling for Derek right now to go on that lurk through Art. You saw the pings on the map.
Oh, the thing is that lockdown is going to push Concon out into an angle where Derek may get caught.
I mean, this KJ ult's going to go off, but they're right back into it. The flash as well, really high, is keeping them out from hitting the site.
Really nice timing out from Derek here. The flash in his face. Cryo gets a kill onto nobody. Blade Storm still in the hands of Concon. Spots 2 targets, lands 1, and that's all it is. They've managed to establish A control. They have Art control as well. And yeah, the spike's not down yet, but that seems like a foregone conclusion. That seems inevitable. Thing here is Chichu does have his pit. And it's early. He could invest it. Oh, that kill certainly would have been it. Huge kill out from Smoggy, though, with the Spectre. A 1v2. He's weak. He has no armor. Position not necessarily betrayed yet, but all he has is 5 bullets in the clip. Time not on his side either. The shock dart doesn't deal any damage. Smoggy takes some of that space. You imagine here, it's just enough to buy some time, try to keep him around. But 100 Thieves finally on the board.
Yeah, I think that one, EDG has the idea to try to retake fast as the lockdown goes off with a flash really, really high. But the timing's slightly off. Howdong's smoke doesn't fade for like 4 seconds after they're still pushing in, so that flash is not getting them while they're in there and while they're flashing out themselves. And so players fall on the site. Derek's flank is not even relevant in that round. And finally we have it. Cryo on the op, on the Jet. And it's funny to say this, but first time we have him opping on Jet in this series. even though he played Icebox.
That was on everyone's bingo card, I'm sure.
If you just joined us, he played Omen on Icebox. 100 Thieves took that map, but didn't have the same expectation.
Con.
Just a shorty.
Oh, but the shorty's plenty. Oof. Bang gets a kill, but he's got 30 HP left.
I'm surprised Concon didn't get that kill. Normally he's firing those 2 bullets instantly.
Yeah. It looked close. Now remember here, you talked about Cryo with the op on Jet. He's been so patient here. He and Asuna haven't moved from B long this entire time.
Chichu and Haodong have been a problem here when they hit the B site. Look how cautious they're being. They have to get in position to pop the mollies down. Asuna does have Breach ult as well, but this Cosmic Divide is going to fall before the plant can go completely down, I think.
Ah, the timing's going to be close. You got to be careful. Oh, there was no one waiting on the other side. Bang takes some space. And Chichu trades him right back.
Oh, they might be able to get half before this wall even elapses right now, and Chichu has the ult too.
He has ult, and he picked up a Phantom
But
off
look,
of that kill.
Breach ult though, that can counter that instantly, so.
That'll counter it too. Chichu falls. Haodong's still playing back sight. The Rolling Thunder invested, and they're waiting for just the last few peeks. Clean shots off from Smoggy, but there you go. You see, once again, Cryo with the op. That's why people have been waiting. That's why people have been excited for it.
It wasn't anti-eco though, and we did have some investment here. 2 ults used from 100 Thieves. It's definitely, you can tell, 100 Thieves is respecting these rounds no matter what happens. Obviously Chichu there, my fear, he got that Phantom, he gets that pit down, and everything is different. But with the Breach ult too, Asuna nullifies it. I thought for a second there Chichu might have actually popped his ult before he went down, but no. Still got it.
So Cryo still has the op. Concon has the op of his own now.
They've switched up the setup much more like what we saw in Pistol with a bigger spread. Because Chichu wants to ult here on A. And Concong's just left to ult or to op all the way down B long. And with this ult, we might actually run into a situation where Cryo goes head-to-head with Concong on the ops late in the round. For now, though, it looks like a B-leak clear is on the cards. Derek has his drone.
Concon just gave up that aggressive angle, took a slight step back. It's 100 Thieves using the drone that you just mentioned, clearing out mid.
Yeah, and that's making noise. They know what's going on right now. Asuna just sent a flash through sewers.
Uh-oh. Concon's
a lot of space.
Yeah.
Concon wants to peek this.
Yep, he's got the op, and he's right there waiting to receive. 2 members right in front of him, and the flick is clean.
And Cryo's not taking any more space, so any threat that was there of getting a pick inside a sewer is gone. He lets them by.
Well, one thing worth noting here is Cryo did get tagged. So they have a decent idea of where the rest of the members are.
Cryo's just still holding this right now. A stun, he dodges it. Head to head. Cryo's going through the smoke. He picked up a Phantom.
Yeah, op in the hands of Asuna now. Concon's just a man by himself,
there it is.
keeping things back, and Asuna's the one who lands a shot.
What?
A second one out from Asuna.
I'm not going to lie, I think that might have been a no-scope.
We'll have to see that one again. For all of the anticipation of Cryo at the op, it's Asuna who gets 2 clean ones.
He's gone now. Cryo up close.
Yes.
Avoids the Nightfall though, but no pings except for back calls, so very much aware that he could be in there. Or maybe not. Chichu just cleared back call without his back turned to it.
Oh, they have an idea now. Timing here for Cryo is everything. Oh, the wall keeps him safe.
What?
No way. Stellar, huge. Having to do it out on his own. Chichu again in a heroic spot for EDG. Can he save the day once again? The timing is there, and oh my gosh! Choo-choo once more! No way! No way, man! Cryo thunderfooting his way around the angle, and Chichu glad to step off, get the kill, and get the defuse.
Third clutch. Now in the bag. for Chichu.
In the first half.
In the first half.
One enemy remaining.
In the first 6 rounds.
Dude.
I mean, he's 50% of the time clutching the round. That is just ridiculous.
He had 1 bullet left. 1 bullet left. I feel like we need a clutch counter for Chichu.
Back in the game here. Kong on the angle, tries to take it towards Cryo. No op for him this time.
That might be the first opening miss he's had this map.
Very well could be. And he's dynamic with it too. I mean, it's so nice to watch. No matter if his crosshair placement is not perfect for the first shot, he'll go for those jump peaks. He'll find people on ramps. He'll find just heads. Pixels.
And it seems reckless, but if it works, then I guess sure, right?
I mean, it's not reckless. He's playing Jet. The guy could just escape. You just dash away. I mean, compare that to how Cryo, I mean, he's attack hopping. It's much different, but like in that last round, trying to clear into sewers. Just really not taking the initiative at all. Look at this. Bang has gotten all the way up in sewers. This is really nice.
Really aggressive here, and nobody just pop slashing through his smoke, cleans up Cryo.
I mean, I'm really now.
But
Bang's deep in the line, though.
Yeah, he is, and
they're looking for him. Look, nobody is literally walking in. And now he's going to clear, but with the information that he got close sewers, he thinks it's gone. Bang.
I just realized my microphone wasn't bound to my
He's got to go
stream.
be fast here because surely he's expecting more pressure from behind him.
And I said hi to Andrew, and I was wondering why he didn't respond.
Chichu pre-firing the angle, expecting the
Yeah,
push in from
it's
Bang.
because I didn't hear, because he
Reads it
didn't
like
hear
a
me.
book. Austin with 2 massive Stinger kills here, though. They've got the Rolling Thunder to push them back.
It
That should create
happens,
enough space
right?
for the spike to go down.
They don't have space on site right now. Thankfully, no utility on the character still alive here.
Austin very quickly managing to upgrade a weapon as well.
All the way through. Wait.
How has he gotten this far? They've got him pinched. The spam is there. How on earth? EDG looks so clean in these rounds. They look so good.
They are frying.
EDG's is getting all the
And
plays
he's
right
running
now.
all the way back up as well in the spawn. Smoggy to get the op. 5-2. Huge lead. And I'm thinking back to the stats that Josh kept referencing on the desk.
Oh, don't hit him with the stats.
I don't have them on me, but the first kills, the duels and engagements going on in those first 2 maps for Cryo. Obviously, he was not playing exactly this role, but it's the same result. He's definitely going negative in this against Kong. And still not an op kill, it feels like.
Oh, I don't think he has one, no. He's really only had the op maybe twice, I think, and it was Austin who found success with it previously. So you very well may be right. Either way, the situation dire. Again, this is map 3. This is elimination for one of these 2 teams. And as we mentioned before, this is surely not the position I think anyone expected. This is where we see the leadership from Stellar. I know we've talked about him a lot because he's been a fragger. He's been an individual performer in the server for his team. Now they need him to be the leader and the voice of reason in moments such as these.
And you could see on Lotus, a lot of the times that there was good reads and good plays, it was because Stellar put himself into positions to either get the info or to make the lurk happen, right? And on this map, you see it's kind of disjointed. Bang is the guy going up in there. I want that to happen. I really do want Bang to be in that position and not necessarily Stellar. But I feel like you're lacking on the same timing calls in those positions.
Oh, no.
He's already just
He's just waiting for it, bro.
That's so cool, too, because we've seen so many picks from that position.
Thunder's Fury, Blade Storm's used. Kong responding in kind with what Cryo's offered.
This is pacey here for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, it is. They want to go fast.
I think it KO ulted though, and can you get through any smokes here? Nobody again just finds a kill.
He's got a frenzy. He's got a frenzy. Chichu just on the other side of the smoke. He's so weak. Oh my gosh, he did.
my God.
Oh, he did. Cryo saved the day. He looked away.
I think Bang didn't even see him.
I don't think so.
But they're not in the site, Doug. They're still not in the site. They're investing a lockdown here, and I think with the gun that Bang retrieved, yes, there's a chance. Let's see if they go for the same sort of fast flash repush. What?
They didn't really take space until lockdown was already through, and that's gonna allow Concon to go aggressive. He's able to take his space right back. It's now a 2v2. Cryo still has blades. Spike managed to go down, but just by the thinnest of margins. Phantom in the hands of nobody. He still has a flash to work with too.
Oh,
Cryo's been here for
good.
so long. Oh gosh. Oh dear. Look away. He had the positioning.
This is a murder
He had the play.
going on right now.
I mean, did he have the positioning though? On top of that box?
But he didn't know he was there. He didn't look at him.
EDG is
It's
gonna
so
knock
tough to
out
hit that
100
angle with
Thieves.
knife
Yeah.
When you're underneath. He gets splashed off as well. I feel like you need to be.
Edward.
There's something missing in these post plants right now for 100 Thieves. And any time they're getting in these situations, the clutches that Chichu is consistently winning, that EDG is consistently going 2v3 against them. It's the proactivity to find the information about what's happening.
Yeah.
Right? So where's the jump spots? Are they pushing me? Can I fall back? Do I have time for that? Those sorts of things are missing right now for 100 Thieves, and I think that's not normal.
Knife tagging Cryo. I believe he was the only one revealed by it.
I didn't want to restart the
They're
challenge.
certainly not being quiet about where their position is right now. They've used a drone, jumping through, trying to take some space hard. You got Asano, who still has his fault line too.
Oh, nobody risky there. I guess with the smoke, he's happy to jump in and rotate back on the site, make sure that Haodong's not left all alone.
What a brutal one-way to have to work through.
Well, they got the tools for it. Flash stun. Drone already spent. Dart potentially from Derek as well. And there it is. It does land in there. Crowd dashes on. Smoggy just leaves it again. And I mean, they already got a lot of arc control earlier on, so this space doesn't really gain them much with 40 seconds left. It's going to be an A split.
And it's going to be another opening kill for EDG.
But there's also no smokes on this hit anymore. Bang is gone.
30 seconds left.
Nobody going to be the first line of defense. Turns a flash, turns right back, and takes care of Asuna. You got Smoggy helping out from just around the corner too. The spike trying to go down and does.
Spike planted.
Numbers still heavily in favor of EDG, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be getting better for 100 Thieves anytime soon.
And the planter there just got pulled and executed from Haodong. Seller against an op, he has to hold on. Cryo can't really hold the line for him.
No.
He's letting him cross. That was getting pinched. Oh, but he makes it work.
Oh, he goes for a second. He is able to get two, but ultimately falls.
Doug, they're crumbling.
Yes, they are.
They're crumbling. It's not in a disastrous way, but little things here and there. Bang getting picked early there. They still get on the site, don't get me wrong, but there's easy picks. Once the plant is going down, they're fighting for free.
Spike planted.
Just casually, look at that pull. Not only did the planter get seized earlier on in that, but then he gets pulled. There's so much harassment going on too. It's starting to feel very, very disjointed for 100 Thieves. I mean, on the execute there, normally it's kind of crisp. Normally there's things going together with him. Here, the aftershock's going back sight. The flash is not really flashing anybody in. And on Lotus, it was 14 first kills for EDG. It's looking like even worse of a margin here.
Yeah, absolutely. This feels very, I mean, this is the same hit that we saw in the previous round. The fault line and then the flash to take space to put Cryo into position to get a kill.
Go.
This time he gets it.
Okay, but 5 HP, and this is the first time that Smoggy's actually committed to holding into sewers. And I think this one, because it comes a little faster, remember, it was 40 seconds left in the round when they got success in sewers last time. And that's where a defensive side, they're re-peeking. Nice shot from Derek.
Clean, yeah.
Wall out too, Chichu counter ulting. You have to deal with this, and they do. A lockdown in.
Cryo still cooking across the middle of the map.
No way he pushes this, does he?
No, I don't think so.
He's got a pocket back here. Aftershot's gonna clear him, and Bang is already thugh the link.
I mean, that's well done.
There you
at
go.
100 Thieves, yeah.
That's what we needed to see. Very clean executing. Cryo's gonna find the finishing touches. No.
Surely Concon doesn't save the op here.
Imagine he, I mean,
Well, they know where he is now. But do you hunt him?
looking at the money right now, it's not amazing for 100 Thieves, but there's also very little rounds left, and the money for EDG is not great either.
Yeah.
I think you go for it. Concon's been such a problem with the op. You're going to deny the op in the next round, but now that he's found some space, it's too much of a risk. Maybe if Cryo doesn't go down and he's just walking around on A main, maybe you can go for it.
A thrifty round win for 100 Thieves, and crazy to think that after everything that we've seen.
Oh my God.
After everything that we've seen, there's still the possibility of a 7-5.
It's possible, but
Yep.
I mean, you need another gear from 100 Thieves here.
Yeah.
It's an eco, actually, for Edward Gaming. It's an eco. It's very possible, actually. 2 rounds left. Eco here. Concon can still be a problem. We might even be able to say, if they don't win these 2, then it's a done deal. Because they should be winning. They've gotten thrifted twice so far in the series, I believe.
What do they do here again? A little bit of space garnered. Concon with the op. Shot goes a bit wide, but now they know where he is.
There's that caution I was wanting from Cryo as well. Actually trying to feel out where the angle is, feel out where the op is.
The thing is, I thought nobody was going to hit the second shot, bro. It's very close, but Cryo taking some space. He's got the dash procced, and he's pushing his way forward. Stellar waiting back. A bit more pace, a bit more urgency behind this approach from Cryo. Spamming through, Smoggy staying alive. I don't know that they have fully confirmed that he's there. I don't think they have.
I think they know based on the utility used earlier.
Oh, and the spam now confirming things. Concon still getting an op kill onto Asuna. There it is, cleared out. You mentioned the eco for EDG. And while the round isn't over, it doesn't look great.
Cryo's going for this. Peek off Stellar maybe? Yeah, this is clean. Very nice. We're going to full distance on this half. Every map has been close. This one looked like EDG was ready to run away with it. But it's crazy how it could still be so close even though it looked so far out of reach.
2 huge rounds out from them to salvage the half.
Cryo coming alive is huge. I mean, we can't understate enough the impact that everybody expected this guy to have and how much of a Lanimal he was last year throughout Champions. Here's an updraft. Oh, actually got caught by that knife. Not that it matters. He could have caught Concon because he is on the angle, but it's not quite deep enough. And knowing Concon, he was probably pre-aiming it anyways.
It looks like, again, we're going to see some of this mid-control from 100 Thieves. Perhaps into Link, as we've seen before.
Oh no, I didn't mean to do that.
The interesting thing is, I mean, EDG have kind of been comfortable giving up some of that space, to be honest. They'd rather play their lives with the exception of the one round where Smoggy challenged. Yeah, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of the same. The drone through, and this time the Nightfall as a response.
It's so nice to re-clear all this. The one-way just goes back up. And this time, 100 Thieves wanted to push down B-Link instead of pushing into Sewers, which is great mix-up. But that actually caused them to walk right into that trap. They didn't continue to keep the space. Here's an ult fired off from Derek.
They've used the null command, and again, Concon gets another one with the op. Stellar down, the second one so close, and of course he's going to re-challenge because it's Concon, why not?
He's so much fun to watch, man.
Oh! And he's got him trapped!
Oh, choo-choo, no.
The Blades let him down as Cryo gets a second. It's going to be a 2v1. Howdong by himself, the Rolling Thunder invested. A 3v1, excuse me. Oh, it's getting considerably worse for the leader for EDG. Flash in his face, tries to turn it, no real pressure yet. They're just waiting for him to tap and then they can pounce. There it is. You start to see the utility come through. Cryo's going to be the sacrificial lamb to check it. And he's the one who gets the kill. Again, for as dominant as EDG looked in the first half, for us to get to 7-5 feels like a small miracle.
Yeah, that was beautiful from Cryo. He was even pulled in that situation where Kong dashed on him. And that was a guaranteed stun, so good on him to just jump in that smoke.
Again, a 7-5 lead for EDG. Take a look at that one more time because Kong has just been... He's
a psychopath. He's a psychopath.
He's just
I just
automatic.
love the pull, though. That's so beautiful. He could easily have taken and switched this round up.
Yeah, 100%. But either way, they hang on to a narrow lead. A lead nonetheless. 7-5 in favor of EDG. One half to determine who goes home and who advances. Yinsu, take it away.
Thank you very much, Darganbala. This is a lifeline. I feel like it was all over for 100 Thieves in the beginning, but Brand, they do have a chance to get back into this.
Yeah, I think they've made this a much more respectable half at the 7-5, but holy mother of God. I mean, Chichu just absolutely, I don't know, just channeling an entire country behind him with some of these plays. This guy was popping off with the clutches.
It is so difficult to play against a player that's pulling out stuff like this. It's just the Midas touch. Look at this pistol round, okay? So there's some, it gets down to this situation where he's in the 1v2.
That is just unwinnable.
The 1v2, and then Shishu also wins the second round when 100 Thieves force into it. Just going crazy, and then he wins round 6 as well in an insane clutch.
This one's ridiculous as well. Knives out, gets on the defuse, hears him being pushed as well, gets the gun back out, takes the fight, and just has I think it was like 0.62
going out all the way.
Midas touch. Shishu is out here, just everything turns to gold when he looks at it. It's absurd.
He's just having an absolutely great run this game. I mean, he's swapping flawlessly, seamlessly between creating chaos and swapping immediately back to maintaining discipline and just keeping them on their toes. They don't know what to expect from him, and he keeps repeatedly catching them off guard.
I would be scared if I have to play against Chichu right now, I'm not gonna lie, but you guys touched a little bit on Cryo before we headed into this match.
Jeez.
Finally, Don, we got to see that jet. Finally, we got to see that jet off as well. What did you make of his half?
Oh, I love seeing it, but I think that his impact so far on the attack side is not going to be nearly what we're going to see on the defense half. I think that Cryo's jet up on the defense is really what's going to push 100 Thieves over the edge if they want to win this map.
Yeah, I think that's what we've seen so far from Pearl being played, honestly. That defense side so much more favorable to those jet players.
I cannot believe I'm about to say this, but if 100 Thieves, they don't bring it back, they're going to get eliminated first round. I can't believe this, Darganbala. Let's jump back in and see if they can do it.
Sue, I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't believe I can't believe it either. That's how tongue-tied I am. Again, EDG with a cozy lead here, but I think Psycho's onto something here, right? Like Cryo, he's played well, 17-8, nothing to scoff at. He's gonna be on the defensive side now, and that should be a bit more comfortable, as Bren was saying as well.
Yeah, as well with Asuna giving him opportunities to get up into space. We still haven't really seen that support going for him. But on the other side, guys, the players on Edward Gaming right now are firing on all cylinders. Every single player. Chichu in particular, but Kang too. They look so good and so hard to deal with. If they can keep things like they did on Lotus, very chaotic in these executes and find the right places to get up close. 100 Thieves was struggling to deal with that. This is the first time they're coming in with a lead at the half.
Really interesting how they were grouped up mid. It seemed like they were almost certain that that's where EDG wanted to go, and they did take some of that mid space through art, but they've gotten onto A. You've got Cryo and Kong just a Cloudburst keeping them apart for now. And he had no idea. Ooh. Clean response out from Derek, though. They're still pretty healthy here. They've managed to take the site back rather quickly. Chichu doesn't have any post-plant.
Smoke on the spike now.
Smoggy's got to go big here. Oh, the timing just not on their side as they try to push forward. They try to take the fight, and that's exactly what they do. Asuna jumping through the smoke with the classics, going to secure the pistol for 100 Thieves.
Good recognition there that he's running out of ammo. They had to be spamming the spike. They didn't really have the info, even though it was just a tap. We trade pistols again. I mean, these teams are evenly matched on so many different levels. Shocking to say.
Yeah.
Coming into this tournament. But once again, I mean, one enemy remaining. It's underrated. The team with little information on them as well. Right now, they're trying to hold on to the lead, but they're also in spitting distance of sending 100 Thieves home and advancing themselves to the next round, which would just be insane.
Still have a little while before we try to think through the repercussions of that. For now, you've got Howdog playing in the smoke. Perhaps bit off a bit more than he wanted. And the thing is here, they've scooped up the spike. They're going to go back mid. But Kankan, again, is taking some of this space.
Already loving the approach here from 100 Thieves. They're just walking around, re-clearing things with Asuna. Flashing.
He didn't see him. He didn't see him.
Passive in a lot of different space. Stellar setup. Yes, this flank is coming through. Oh, and it might actually be a pinch on the Stellar. He's up in heaven. Oh my goodness.
How have they done that? Kankan looked surrounded, but he's the one who gets a kill, and now it's Stellar who's trapped. But he's slipped the net. He's gotten past them. He's gotten back towards safety. Nobody looking to get the spike down. Delays for just a moment. Has to reposition.
Out fast.
The knife very
Kankan!
close. You forget about the spike. They just want to take the fight. Asuna with 2 big kills with the Bulldog. Now the spike out of no man's land. Well out of the reach of the remaining members of EDG. And then Chichu with 4 HP. Not able to get anything going. Bola, we're tied.
Yeah, but that was not a force from EDG. That was just classics. And they still somehow found a way to almost win the round. And it's interesting too because again, I was just saying how I enjoyed the approach to that first round or that second round from 100 Thieves. The way they're playing passive with Derek. Derek was watching the sewers moments before Kankan finds the timing on him. But also when he's rotating, he doesn't need to be looking anywhere else. That's a big blunder from Derek. And letting him into easily having the advantage in this anti-bonus.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look great. 2 pistols, a Marshall. Certainly less than they would have liked to bring into this round. Cryo, he had the dash procced, but the timing on the peak from Smoggy is just too clean.
And this is where that approach starts to fail. When you start losing players instantly, it's really hard to continue the approach, right? Clearing space and playing passive, you're going to leave gaps now. EDG just has to find them. They're going towards Bang right now, and that's the only player with the rifle. So potentially the wrong choice. But so much utility being thrown at him could be really difficult for him to deal with. And Asuna is in position to actually use a fault line and could pair it up with that grab well too.
So clean. I mean, even Kankan just being just outside of the bit of utility invested. Gets out onto the site. Chichu with the molly at his feet still cleans up Stellar. The spike now down, and remaining members of 100 Thieves, again, they don't have much as far as guns. Bang and Asuna, the 2 who were initially supposed to respond, the first 2 who should have taken contact, still alive.
One more kill here, and he has Astral Wall. Oh, he has Astral Wall now.
I didn't mean to do that.
Trying to find a good gap. Yes, this is a really good gap behind this.
Chichu trying to spam through it.
There's the pull, though. It's going to bring the diffuser off inside the wall.
They still have some time, but it's not much. Bang's heroics are going to have to be outrageous. He's gotten 1. That's all it's going to be, but boy, was that close. EDG take the lead right back.
Interesting choice of wall from Bang there. To be flush with the spike rather than just walling off Art. And here you were waiting for Asuna. He used his aftershock to clear the back of sight there and waiting for Bang to swing him. It took a long time and Bang took a lot of damage there. That might have made the difference in his clutch attempt.
Yep. It was just a classic on the other side, yeah.
Cryo's got the op here. Down B-Long, we haven't even seen EDG like be interested in B-Long at all at the beginning of the rounds.
It's been all up the gut, man. It's been all up the middle.
He's rotating. I think right now they're pinging over towards B. I'm wondering if EDG has some sort of inkling about where the op could be and charging Chichu to try to figure it out.
Another hit up the middle in this 1-3-1 setup. Chichu's shoulder there should confirm that the op isn't there.
Exactly, and that's where the pivot is coming. He just jiggle peeked down B-Long, and that's the call.
Yep.
EDG members are rotating back. There's the drone. But it's only one, and it's only the Viper. Nobody from 100 Thieves is moving an inch. And I'm sorry, but there's not much retake utility here really posed for them. So if Derek gives up a B-long plant, this round could be done for.
I mean, they're starting to rotate now, but it may be too late. It's really just Asuna who's come over now. He is 1 point away from having the Rolling Thunder, so a kill here makes a big difference. But again, on B-long, when you've got so much space that you can deal with.
Oh, good. Utility there, Shock paired with the Aftershock, trying to get the plant not down. 20 seconds right now. They're delaying it until everybody's here.
Haodong trying to get around him.
It's not planted for B-long, so Derek's big success here.
Huge killer from Asuna, and there's the Rolling Thunder that we mentioned. Do they take space with? No! Concon wasn't hit by it! He was backside, avoids the ult, stays alive, and he's still backside. Oh! Tiny mistakes like that. I mean, if you can even call it, that makes all the difference.
And it's Cryo walking in with his back turn there. Nobody interested. And looking at the space that wasn't hit by the breach ult. Or maybe it was cleared by just the timing. That is the closest of margins too.
I mean, he gets the opening kill, and it's Cryo of all people, right? The tip of the spear for this 100 Thieves side, and then there's just nothing else that clears. If he stays back there, he gets another kill. Finds so much value out of avoiding that ult.
It's huge. Down to pistols for 100 Thieves here. And they've been on the back foot all game now. They've got to find a magical round. EDG on the verge of 10. Playing so slow, so cautiously, trying to feel out exactly what's happening. And there's a big trap play set up actually towards A main here. Austin's going to trigger it probably off that haunt.
That's been sitting there for a little while too. But again, Ball, I want to go back to what you mentioned before. It's not like there have been many hits on the extremities. They haven't really fought for A main at all.
K ulting on the site right now, bring down any utility that could be there. KJ, stuff, whatever.
Sure.
And usually these flanks to A main, especially once they start only advancing, once the hit on B happens, they come way too late. But let's see what they can do.
Not a ton. Yeah, they took down Smoggy, but Chichu's going to continue to farm. He's got the Viper's Pit to work with now.
Yeah, pretty much nothing. I mean, you need a smoke here to try to even pressure this fight. Austin's fault line is way too late from coming back.
I mean, they can play this so beautifully. EDG can. They have the weapons. They play off distance. And there's just not a whole lot they can do. Chishu gets 4 in the round. Again, he already had the Viper's Pit, so he's going to be able to carry it into this next round. A 3-round lead, and it's getting late.
3-round lead. 3 rounds to go for EDG. Final timeout here for 100 Thieves being called. And they've got to discuss it all. How to make it through 6 rounds potentially. It's been painful for them so far in this map. EDG's been in the driving seat for creativity, for setups that are really working.
Individual performances. Yeah, they've had it all.
I'm looking right now too at just the scoreboard right now. For Cryo 17 and 13, we've barely entered this half too much. I mean, we were 6 rounds in actually. And it hasn't really had that impact that we were looking for at the halftime desk, where we're looking for defensive op being really, really much more valuable.
Didn't he have 17 kills at half?
I think he might have, yeah. It's either 1 kill or 0 kills.
For him to be what people expected to be the win condition on the defensive side, that's very lackluster.
Yeah, and it's interesting too, because I think the tail end, when he started to cook it up on attack side, he was dashing in using the Vandal, really being a part of the hit rather than being the passive element that he's been. But when he has had this op, remember, it's just gone be long, and he hasn't found them. They're not mixing up and varying the setup too often here. Updraft here. We saw Cryo go for this. Didn't find anything, and there again, it doesn't find anything. Bang just ducks away.
Cryo taking a lot of space down B long.
He called smoke. He can challenge for sure if he wants. He has to challenge, honestly. This A main hit is maybe coming faster than we expect.
Yeah.
Nightfall in. Kankang is going through.
He's got the blades. He's got a Vandal too.
Oh, he's spammable here.
The spike still hasn't made it out onto the site. It's still by A main. I mean, there's so much attention drawn towards Concon, but the spike still isn't there.
Not a pivot being called. The pit invested onto Art. That's pressuring Stellar right now, but there's the spike. They're not getting it on site. Oh, the dart. Kankai's got a break. He's tagged. He's gone.
And the spike is still out of reach. The problem is they have, well, I thought they had enough room to work with around the pit to get the spike back, but no, there's just enough of a gap for Smoggy to fall.
Man, EDG is barely hanging out right now.
Finally, it seems like a decent hold from 100 Thieves. Better than decent. Flawless. As 100 Thieves get to 8.
There's just no follow-up there from anybody from EDG to get with Concon. So he is completely, I mean, he gets tracked by the drone too. I think a lot of things go wrong for Concon as well to get the space.
There they are. Just swag. Spike spotted.
Derek and Bang with a really good re-clear and holding of that left side. I would have liked to see more players flood into that pit and try to take the fight to Stellar, and then you still have time to pivot. So we'll go for EDG's first time out of the game here, of the map.
After one round win from 100 Thieves. And when you're put in this situation, right, when you're so close to I mean, quite frankly, before this series, what everyone would have said was an upset of this caliber. Yeah, you call a timeout after one round win. You make sure you've got everything figured out.
Oh, yeah. And again, they have two, right? This is only their first, so
yep.
They don't even have to worry about what 100 Thieves had to do. The problem here is, Des was talking about it, big success from 100 Thieves out of the timeouts, especially on the first map of Icebox. No matter the coach change or anything, they've just given the opportunity for 100 Thieves to talk about it. And I would like to see a setup switch from 100 Thieves. I would like to see Cryo go somewhere else other than B-Long. Maybe get a pick through double doors. Maybe get up A main. Something like that.
Well, I have bad news.
This might be the first time they actually challenge in B-Long. Concong's got the op. Head-to-head is possible. Here's a stun as well from Asuna to give Cryo some space.
It's exactly what it does, and he takes that space.
The dart too, everybody's rotating off.
Now, I don't think they knew that Cryo took the space in the previous round. They had rotated off before he got here. Shot goes just a bit wide. He backs right on up.
Yeah. He goes way deep. And here's the problem here. Now he's behind the Viper wall. So if they do choose to pivot back towards him, could get dangerous. And also with that Viper wall potentially being cycled at this time, no, they're using the orb instead in mid. That could deny information from them down B-Long.
Yeah.
And force a rotate. Derek's just droning it out right now. That puts Cryo back on the angle, but Asuna's really unsure about what to do right now.
And also worth noting that Derek's not going to have that drone for the rest of the round. Such an important part. Such an important piece of utility. Oh. Found a gap. Concon saves the life for now. They've got their
stun.
Fury.
That was so close to working on the Concon, but he dashes away. He's actually gotten space in the sewers right now. They're hitting the A site still, though. Bang left alone. Asuna still has flashes for him. There's also an ult from Stellar.
Util dump from Asuna. Nobody having to reposition. Spike still in hand. 20 seconds left. Ob shot not landing from Concon. Takes a slight step back. This is going to be straight up 5v5 for the site. With 13 seconds left, it's going to be chaos while Stellar has his ult to work with. The spams through the wall. Concon's down. Nobody is as well.
Slow it down now, 100 Thieves.
You've got Cryo in a great spot here. And it doesn't seem like it's going to pan out. It's not going to matter. Cryo isn't even going to have a shot to do it because 100 Thieves have pulled them back on their own.
There it is. Out of the timeout again. 100 Thieves are the one who reaps the benefits, and they've actually put EDG in a space where their economy is not the greatest. And it's flawless too, Prime Gaming. Huge round from Derek. Also credit to Stellar for staying alive inside of sewers when Concon was pressuring him.
Cheers from 100 Thieves and their watch party back home. And for good reason, too, because honestly, it seemed like 100 Thieves were in trouble. But these last 2 rounds have been so big. You mentioned the economy for EDG. It's not great. Cryo still has the op. Still playing down B long, though.
They haven't looked nearly as dangerous on these types of rounds on this half. With that orb, actually, I think they can creep into sewers. They'll break the alarm bot anyways. And finally leaning towards B. I think this is where they've gotten the most success here for EDG. They've been really relying heavily on A in the past couple of rounds, and that's been costing them. But look at this setup. Cryo here, Stellar here.
What's interesting is it seemed like the spike was going towards A, and you still got nobody trying to take some of that space A main, perhaps try to draw a rotation.
They might have baited them in close. It doesn't matter, though. Stellar gets the both of them.
Huge kills out from Stellar. The third there, too.
And that wall timing coming down was because Stellar killed the Viper. And it caught Howdon completely unaware as well. They've re-cleared Long B with a dart. And they've got full control. Nobody, moments before that sequence happened, was flashing out of the smoke against Bang. So they know his position as well in the last 20 seconds.
30 seconds left.
They're going to try to at least get the spike down on A. Try to get some credits here, but yeah, this round looks pretty secured. Again, you see the utility usage. Smoggy's able to take care of Bang, though. But there's still so many things they're going to have to deal with. Not even really able to get spike plant money as we're tied at 10.
Just a ridiculous series.
What do you say, bro?
First half, I thought for sure EDG was going to batter 100 Thieves on this map. And then the beginning of this half, too, it looked for sure.
Yep.
These teams are so even. Within 4 rounds of the first 2 maps, both times. And now, at least within 3, but I mean, we could see overtime for sure.
Oh, at this rate, absolutely. Note, Smoggy has his ult. As does Bang. Cryo this time in a very different position. We've talked so much about him not getting a ton of value down B long and how it seems like EDG seemed to favor the middle of the map. Here he's holding down double doors.
It's not easy to get that flank off, but Cryo's definitely somebody who I've seen find success with that. They use the wall to pressure towards A, but they're actually running into Cryo right now in sewers.
Cryo knows, but he's surrounded.
He gets away, though.
Yeah. He's got help from Stellar, too. Great opener.
Oh, EDG right now looking completely scattered. Howdong looking to find something to do. He could flank Stellar. This turret is really deep. Just trying to catch this cross on the screens.
Yeah, the hit's going to end up A. 100 Thieves have a couple members here as well.
It's the same approach as last round. One person trying to sell a fake.
Yep. Or at least draw rotates, something, anything.
With the amount of noise here, they are drawing rotates, but there's barely anything happening on this site, and Stellar cleans it up, too.
It's working.
They hear the plant.
Between the plant going down, Howdong falling, yeah, they've understood that it was all a ruse. Nice timing out from Bang. It's a swing, get the kill under Chichu, a 5v2 here. Yeah, and the spike was planted, but again, it's just so difficult for them to get back into this thing, but nobody trying to push the pace. Smoggy gets another.
2v2.
How have they gotten it back to this? How have they gotten it back to this? Nobody with 3. It looked so safe. It looked so secure. But EDG snatched the lead right back.
That's a, what is that, a 2v5?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that is back-breaking. Economy's still good for 100 Thieves. But Edward Gaming on the verge of going up to match point right now. And looks like they want to challenge Cryo fast this time. There's no stun for him to take this space. Cryo's alone in B-Long.
And he's taking a real aggressive angle, too. He's by himself.
He can't dash, he can't dash!
Nope. So he's just praying that he doesn't get spotted. And yeah, he's able to get one. How much more can he find? No, nothing. That res should be pretty easy to come back up as well.
The flank as well. That alarm bot is down. Stellar's watching it, but he loses the fight.
Chichu wins it out. And now they have to figure out how do they deal with this pressure. The Cosmic Divide invested.
Smoke to get out. I don't think they want to commit to this right now with this Cosmic Divide up.
And they still have so much time, Bola.
There's a minute on the clock.
And they can really, I mean, they can flip the map, they can fully rotate. And the thing is, because of the Cosmic Divide, they have no idea. They don't know if they hear rotations coming off. They don't really hear much of anything.
And even if they did, the control is in favor of EDG right now. Look at Choo-Choo's position. He's up top mid. He's just spotted A main. There's no flank coming.
Oh, the timing. Oh my goodness, the timing. Asuna clearing everything. A couple shots in the back of the head and Choo-Choo falls.
And that's the wall down. They can't use that to execute anymore. They have to plant safe. They won't be able to play B long.
Aftershock used, Asuna flashing to try to take some space back because you see their positioning. It's not like 100 Thieves have much to work with.
Drone coming right now.
And with 25 seconds left, all of a sudden the conversation changes. Yeah, they can't go back A, but they're gonna try. It's a foot race.
There's a turret. Oh, Stellar's dead. They can get all the way through A main. 14 seconds. I'm not even sure they have time right now.
They very well may not. It's a sprint. All the way there, 6 seconds. What? Forget about the time. That was the Hail Mary. That shouldn't have worked. And that gets EDG to series point. Run that back.
How did that just happen? I mean, I think 100 Thieves thinking, okay, there's only 20 seconds left. What are they doing? What are they doing? What are they doing? Let's investigate. And Kankan just kills them all.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know if they had the plant too.
Okay, y'all are way too fucking loud in here. I'm gonna need y'all to quiet down.
I'm watching. Sorry, I'm like really invested in this game. I'm really invested in this Valorant game. Sorry.
Who won, 100 Thieves or EDG?
Right now it's 10-12. 100 Thieves.
Okay.
And then EDG.
So 100 Thieves came back a little bit.
Yeah, right now they're it's match point for EDG.
Valorant seems to go that way sometimes, though, especially in like the competitive league.
Yeah, but
like you'll see one team just start dominating and murdering them, and then all of a sudden it's like match point for like 6 matches.
EDG's the new team on the spot too, and they're going head to head with 100 Thieves. If EDG doesn't win this, they're gonna be sent home back to I want to say their home base is in Japan.
Damn.
So it's gonna be like a 36-hour flight.
Where's the event being held?
I think it's in India.
Oh shit. Well, hell, that's a long flight for 100 Thieves too.
Yeah, but it's not.
They're based in LA.
It's not as bad though, because you have to remember it's gonna be like one flight for 100 Thieves. It's 2 flights for EDG, depending on.
It wouldn't surprise me if 100 Thieves lost though, because they just took a couple hits on their team.
Yeah.
I mean, he gets the plant. There's still 3 people who can protect him.
Like they still have Asuna and Cryo.
Game-winning play.
Is this how it ends?
2 times in a row.
Is this where the hope
I'm surprised that
Thieves
Hiko is
fall?
doing content creation now. I was really surprised to see that he's not doing the pro scene anymore.
I mean, they just have to wait.
Wait, this is not planted very good for them. This is not planted very good.
Bang with 2 massive kills.
He's got
Stellar's gotten it to half. He's gotten it 3/4 of the way. He's gonna take it all the way. 100 Thieves are not done
they
yet.
planted that bad. It's 11-12 now.
Kankan is actually putting so much work in.
EDG could have had that, but they planted in a really awkward spot.
They still have so much.
Last round of regulation.
I'm really in VR chat watching Valorant.
Timeout for EDG too. Look at this. Kankan is really trying to speed it up right now to get up there close. And try to plant for long. Slightly misplaced, but also not many tools. Remember, that lockdown was going down. They had to commit to it. With 20 seconds left, I think it was probably the right play, especially with the Viper down. So much to talk about in this halftime. Not in the halftime, in the timeout.
And just a minute to cover it all.
Pull the timeout.
I mean, in terms of ults, it's kind of simplistic. Chi-Chu's got his. Derek is 1 away. And that's basically all that's going to...
It's go big or go home for them right now. I'm pretty sure 100 Thieves has can go to the loser bracket if
Gaming get on a site
EDG loses this, they go straight home.
Absolutely not let it happen. So all eyes to me look to Cryo on that B-Long angle. For the first time, I'm going to say he must go to B-Long.
And he's not. It looks like he's headed A.
For Edward as well, the decision's not clear, right?
Right, yeah.
Because Cryo has been playing B-Long. So my idea here would be to push down B-Long, get that.
It looks like they're pushing
down,
A. They have two.
Really
they have
tough
3
spot to
mid.
retake, especially because Stellar just used his KJ ult.
One towards Art and the other one watching
pause.
A main.
Keep it in suspense.
So this is gonna be interesting.
What a game! What a series!
Oh my god! A tech pause.
I mean,
the suspense is killing me.
The tech pause feels bad.
Killing.
Just a little tease, no?
They literally went from
I mean, but the players just having to sit in silence. Yes, on the side of a timeout.
They just got a timeout and now a tech pause because something's happening.
Making a sweat. Let's get back into this.
All right,
Final
looks like
round
it's
of
starting.
regulation. EDG, 1 round away for doing it.
Hey,
Moving
thank
on
you,
to the
Ray.
single
Oh, hold on.
elimination bracket. It's
Thank you,
been do or die
Reconasol for the follow.
Be
Sorry.
right back in
Do
a
they
few
go
minutes.
fast?
Hi
Do
there.
they go aggressive? Look at this ball.
We're
There's
just
no
watching
split.
Valorant right now.
There's no spreading things out.
This stun makes it look like they're going for that A main control, so there might be caution here from Edward Gaming.
I don't think they've made a hit like this.
Doing good, just chilling.
This looks very concerning. The
The
wall
usual.
goes up, the Prowler to take some space.
How are you?
Derek's the only one there. You called for Cryo. Tichu gets it back.
The pit's down.
It's a 3v2. Spike not playing it yet. Plenty of time.
Chichu is holding on to this with his thread with his ult.
Going down.
Derek's Hunter's Fury not at play as he's dead. Smoggy weak. EDG looking to deal a devastating death blow to 100 Thieves. 1 round to decide it.
It's almost all on the IGL right now.
Oh! No way! He's gonna get both. He's gonna get both, and he does.
No, that did not just
Overtime on
happen.
the books.
It's OT now. 100 Thieves is 100 Thieves is holding on hard.
With that first kill.
And it only took 1.
Falling right back into it. And still the danger was there. Still the danger was there in the pit. It was Chichu.
There we go. My head was itching.
Especially on that defensive half. Getting that 2K. The spam from Stellar too. She has a 6th sense for it. I mean, I'm surprised to see Edward Gaming go back towards that pit.
100 Thieves are just shaking in their boots right now.
But they did go towards the audible call to push up through the pit, which I like very much.
I'm not
Now we
pretending
switch sides.
anything. You're talking about
Every
what?
single round, win by 2. Determine the winner.
Wait, is there nothing on stream?
neck and neck
No,
all
there's
series.
stuff on stream.
And even more so on Pro.
100 Thieves now on attack to open up this overtime bout. And it looks like they're going to try to take some space A, the dash across from Cryo, and that should at least give enough sound confirmation.
Oh, they're going to re-clear right
Wait,
now.
what do you mean, like,
are.
pretend? You mean, like, you think this is, like
with.
pre-made, like, text? You think
Gonna give it up after that. Not finding anything from Kong Kong.
you speak Portuguese?
No, a little damage dealt onto Cryo. Yeah, that's it, really.
Didn't even get the drone out from Derek either. Definitely working to try to get a pick there. Looking now, Chichu's got the orb on the back hall and the wall. His setups have been phenomenal. His anchoring has been sensational. Oh, up trap for Cryo here.
Yep.
Top of screens, they can go through with this.
Sorry, my
dart as well.
cat's just trying to open the
For
door.
the ditch to be in a call with my sister.
They've made their way over now. The spike goes down, and they assume their post-play
Oof.
positions. No Cryo, he's still playing backside.
Looking for a flash here from Asuna. But that orb is causing so much problems. And
Yes, it is.
they actually know Cryo's position. He's literally 1 HP in the orb right now. He
That's
stays
cool.
alive though.
He's got to play in it. He's got to play in it. Chichi spams him through.
This wall's going to come
gotta
back
hurt.
up. They've got to wait for a little bit of fuel and then they can go for it. The orb is there too.
Derek with 1 shock dart. Playing down long alongside Stellar.
The wall
Smoggy's
bang's
falling.
going off for
Chichu weak as Derek
100
finds another. The
Thieves.
spams through as they're getting the kills they need. But how long is he going to get to the fuse?
No.
He's going to get to the fuse and get stopped just in the nick of time. They spam him down. They clean him up and they take the lead.
And that's a crucial round to win immediately. Stopping the defense which had
100
such
Thieves might take
success.
this. They're on
Advocating
their match
regulation.
point now.
And it could all come down to this. I know we said both teams use their final timeouts, but when we go to overtime, they each get one more. Edward not taking any chances. Need to discuss.
The interesting thing here, Ball, is we haven't really seen EDG on the back foot this map up until now. Now it's 100 Thieves who can put them away. One round away from taking care of them, from advancing. And again, I gotta harken to the beginning of the
did we just
opening
lose
half because
tracking?
this did not look like a likely outcome.
No, it did not.
Yeah, we lost tracking for a second. We're back.
Not at all. Edward has been favoring the A side quite a bit, and it's been having mixed success. See the coach's mic and coach after for EDG discussing strategy with their teams right now. Potentially the last round right now. 100 Thieves putting down.
And it's Cryo with a glass cannon. Probably the most heavily talked about part of this entire map.
Oh, for sure. And for good reason, man. This
Are you
guy
having
is
a tournament
quite
here?
possibly one of
What?
the biggest upgrades that has been made for any of these
I
partnerships.
think this. I'm pretty sure the tournament's over in.
And they put the ball in his hands.
I'm pretty sure it's
And
in
they were
India.
also so close
Well, I
to
could
being
be
a
wrong
top-tier
on
team
that one.
at Champions.
He's
They
taking
did fall out in groups.
He's taking space. Playing around the recalled smoke.
Cry's using the ult. He's spending a lot of his
acquired.
money towards
Rotating.
firepower than the natural
They
like
barely even had
util
any
and
presence
shields.
towards B at the beginning of the round
This
either.
might be interesting. One headshot and he's
Starting
dead.
for Cryo, getting him up there, and it looks like they might be heading towards him. They're rotating up through window after so much mid control.
He's alone.
Alone, but in such a good spot. This angle, difficult to deal with. It's not like they have many drones. They have prowlers, and that's it.
Yeah, and the knife from nobody just came back up.
He doesn't have any prowlers. He just got suppressed. He gave up the angle as well. Thought the timing, especially with all the pressure the Howdong's been pushing towards B, but this is the same look.
It's the exact same look.
Show one person over here. I like this from 100 Thieves. They're trying to collapse on him, but he still gets the kill anyways.
Oh, is he
Rasta
gonna
might
get a
go down
second?
too.
It's traded back 1-for-1. Cryo still with the op. The Cloud Berserker, the dash across. Waits patiently as Stellar gets another one. Concon has fallen. The op shot goes wide. Numbers in favor of 100 Thieves. For now, Smoggy with the plant, and it's unconventional.
The stun, two players stunned up. Cryo's trying to go forward, but the Molly keeps him back.
What a shot up from Cryo. He delivers. Stellar does as well, but Smoggy trading it back a 1v3 for tournament life. Again, the heroics have been so good, and they're not gonna deliver
100
this
Thieves
time
is
around.
100 Thieves
100
won.
Thieves avoid disaster. They take down EDG, and they move on.
So close. A lot closer than anybody expected. And I don't think 100 Thieves underestimated these guys, but the world might have. EDG looked electric. And while no, everything was not perfect for 100 Thieves, they still showed such good form and composure. And EDG have to walk with their heads held high after winning the first map here. Or the second map, excuse me. Still, great success for them. They take about
Dude, what a performance out of EDG. Again, we say goodbye to them as they take a bow, like you said, but I'll admit, I wasn't a believer after champs. I'm a believer now.
Yeah, me neither. Wasn't a firm believer. But this region, from what we saw from both EDG and FPX, and now with their
Is that a party invite or is that
that
a
we
message?
revealed earlier today, definitely looking good. But 100 Thieves,
Hold on, I gotta go check
maybe
what
the
that was.
shakier start than people would have expected.
Yeah.
But they're still moving on.
We really wanted to see
And they still, I
the
think,
match for
look good enough to
that,
be
so we're
considered
gonna
at
switch.
least
We're gonna
favorites
switch
to
gears.
Move up to face whoever comes out of the other side of their bracket.
Yeah, sure, it's a top four. And then, again, you know, we've talked so much about the names.
My hair's wrecked. What was that? Alright. I'm gonna end it because I didn't realize how late it was, and I'm gonna end up falling asleep. After taking my headset off, I realized how much my eyes are starting to get sore.